Lisa G's here with some headlines from the Howard 100 News Department. Let's see what Lisa has on her mind. And then Chris Mad Dog Russo will stop by. We'll talk sports, even though I don't know anything about sports. The new show that he's developing is sort of a Q&A show with Rachel Fine, who's always good to look at. That's Richie Wilson's fiance. Yeah.
Hello.
You know anything about Bubba being separated?
No, I was shocked.
I wasn't.
How could you shock the news department?
Yeah, they shocked the news department over there at Bubba's show. Go ahead.
Well, I feel badly when things like that happen.
Well, we don't know for sure.
I don't know. It just said it was just his Facebook status.
Why do you have to put that anyway?
You don't.
Well, someone has to show me how to do that.
What? Facebook status?
Yeah, I don't know how to not have anything.
You just don't put anything in there.
It won't let me.
Oh, is that right? You have to make a decision on what you are?
On mine, I don't know what I'm doing.
Why are you embarrassed to be single?
Why do people have to know?
Are you embarrassed?
No, just why do they have to know?
So why not? Don't you want people to know you're available? JD's an expert on Facebook.
Good.
There's a guy who doesn't want anyone to know his status, so he can probably advise you. Go ahead, JD.
I have a couple of tweets from Bubba's Twitter that are very interesting. One was from a couple days ago. Good morning. As I'm walking to Clem Gym, I'm telling you I'm going off the social network grid entirely for a while. I need to focus on me, Tyler only.
Uh-oh.
And then earlier today, it said, this week will be one of the toughest of my life, but I've been down before, and most of the time, I've come back stronger and better. Only time will tell. Sad face.
Well, that
doesn't sound very promising.
And then, I got to admit, when I was at the wedding, I did turn to my wife and I go, this one ain't lasting.
Really?
I did.
I did. The only thing I said to myself was, what's she marrying him for?
Oh, really? You thought she was too good for Bubba?
I didn't think too good in that sense.
Wow.
It's just, you know.
Mismatch?
See, I thought they were a great match because he's got a really great personality and she's fun-loving. I mean, it seemed like they had a great marriage.
Well, that's why I thought it might work, Fred, but on looks alone.
Oh, looks alone, forget it. But I mean, there's more than looks.
She's a sexy gal, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Do you think he caught her cheating or anything like that? She's a Sunday school teacher. I don't think she would.
Sunday school teacher.
That's right. With that body.
There is one more where he tweeted to Heather, where are you?
Where are you?
Sounds like she did a vamonos.
Oh, dear.
She's had it with him, huh?
What happened there?
Wow, sad. He works a lot.
Who's going to wipe up his ass now?
Well, he could do that on his own, from what I understand.
He does work a lot. He's a hard-working guy.
And when he's not working, he's in a race car.
Yeah, he's really into that.
And he gained back all his weight, didn't he?
He did?
Didn't he gain back a lot of weight?
Well, now I know where she is. She's in hiding. He can't get himself that heavy. No, he didn't gain back all
He came back a lot of weight, though, I think.
Right.
Sad.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sad yet. I haven't spoken to him.
Well, yeah, let's make sure before we get sad.
I say we track her down and make her go back to Bubba.
Wasn't she here last year visiting?
Yeah. She visited us, yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't give any indication that there was trouble in paradise, did she?
I don't know. Well, I'll get a hold of him. We'll get him on the air, find out what's going on.
Maybe she did tell you something.
Maybe she ran away with Brett. Brent.
Brent? No.
We have a breaking news.
Breaking news?
So Bubba's on line 19, but here's the two things.
Go ahead.
He's on his show, so you can't curse.
Right.
He's not a break.
Of course.
And he can't talk about anything.
What?
Let me talk to him. I'll get something out of him.
A Howard Stern exclusive.
Bubba?
Yes, Howard.
I understand I can't curse because I'm on terrestrial radio.
Well, and
you
what?
can't answer anything about your wife?
I can't. No, just like you don't want to talk about Allison and things like that. I don't want to talk about anything that I'm not. Obviously,
can he ask some roundabout questions?
No.
Some sort of
Bubba.
Wait a minute. Allison is his ex-wife.
Yeah, you're still married.
Hold on. Here's the deal. Howard can ask. You can tell Howard he can't do something. He's going to do it.
No, but Bubba, let me listen. I'm concerned about you. All jokes aside, listen to me. I was at your wedding, and I'll be totally honest. I turned to several people during that wedding, and I said, there's no way this is lasting.
I was not one of them. He didn't share that
It
with
was
me.
not Robin, but you can ask my wife.
Well, he almost made it 5 years.
Yeah, which in radio is a long time.
Well, that says something. He almost made it 5 years.
Well, no, now you guys are really looking into it. It's the preliminary stages of something a little bit serious, and it'll get.
When did this start? It seems to me you have no idea where she is.
No, I know where she's at. I know everything's fine as to where people are.
And she left you.
Wait a minute.
No.
Has anybody left anybody?
Yeah, no, she left him. He doesn't know where she is. He can't get a hold of her.
Howard, you're not...
That's not true.
I read it.
Howard.
Well, I think we should start back at the beginning. You asked when this started, and
Yeah.
5 years ago it actually started.
Right at the wedding?
Listen, I can't talk about it, guys.
I think, you know what? I think Heather said to herself, after Hulk Hogan gave them a
big bowl
for a wedding gift, and she says, maybe Bubba's not the powerhouse I thought he was. He only got a bowl from Hulk Hogan.
There you go, brother.
Let me ask something.
Yeah.
You put your status on Facebook as what? Separated?
Separated.
Is that true?
I'm not getting into any of that, my friend.
But you put it on Facebook.
Well,
why are you not getting into it? Because you're afraid that you'll have to pay more money?
Then go read it on Facebook.
Bubba, why'd you put that on Facebook?
I don't know. It was a brain fart. I changed it.
Are you dating already?
No. Everything's...
How soon will you be dating?
Everything is yet to be determined.
Everything has to go through his new agent, Facebook.
Yeah.
Time to get a bunch of zingers out.
Are you serious when you say 5 years ago it started going bad?
No, that's Spice, Howard.
Is Spice right?
No, Spice. No, none of you guys are right.
Was there any good years?
Oh, stop.
Still are. There, you know what? And this could be possibly, this could possibly be, we could end up back together as well.
So you are separated.
Yeah, I moved out of the house.
Oh.
Is it because you caught her cheating?
No, I'm not. Nope, I'm not getting into any of that. It's not because of nothing. You know what? I'll take the blame.
Maybe Bubba cheated. How
Did
come
you cheat, Bubba? Because you've been known. In fact, Bubba brags about how many times he cheated on all his girlfriends.
Right. He said he never didn't cheat.
Well, this was my wife, and I did cheat on a bunch of girlfriends, but I'll take the blame for everything.
Did you cheat on your wife?
I'll take the blame for everything.
Wow, he did.
No, I didn't.
Now, can I ask you this, Howard?
Wow.
First of all, Howard.
You cheated.
No, I didn't.
You're known to cheat.
Well, let me ask you this, Bubba. And you don't...
I love Howard, but I want to beat his ass right now.
Beat my ass.
Answer, but...
Are you cheating right now while I'm talking to you?
You taking responsibility, Bubba?
I'll take responsibility for everything.
But are you taking responsibility from everything just because it's easier?
Yes.
Okay.
Right,
so there is some Heather problem.
There is nothing.
I think we've got to really massage the line of questioning.
Do you think that she was a better mother to her own biological child than yours?
No, I think she was wonderful. That's not the issue at all. At all.
It's a sexual issue.
No, not Howard, I've been bamboozled by you before.
Did you get bored?
For 5 years, and...
Here's my guess, Bubba.
Bubba moved out, but he was asked to move out.
No.
Here's my guess. No. And I'm going to tell you what's going on. Here's what's going on.
Brent, Howard's going to tell you what's going on with me.
I'm going to tell you, and I bet you I'm 100% right.
This he's good at.
Bubba is BORED with his wife. And
I would guess that you're saying that because of certain things Bubba has said to us on the air before.
No. I'm just telling you, Bubba is a guy in radio. He is a ladies' man.
Bored?
He's bored.
He's a ladies' man. Like I look like Brad Pitt.
Well, you are. You brag to me all the time in private about all the women you have sex with.
How are you such a BSer?
This guy came to my house. His whole conversation was about all the women he's had.
Really?
He was telling her he was holding court. You should have heard it. I felt inadequate.
In front of my wife.
And he's even had women who, and I'm going to say this for terrestrial radio cleanly, when he was at his heaviest, he couldn't wipe himself. He couldn't take care of himself wiping wise, and women wiped him with a towel. This is a guy who has a magnetism.
And he was cheating on that woman.
And he cheated on that one.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Are you jealous that Hulk Hogan was going out with women?
I know that this was a bad idea. I knew it was.
Was it hard for you watching Hulk dating?
That's what it is more than anything,
yeah,
I think.
Me and Terry are gay. And
no, I don't mean you're gay. I mean, were you having a hard time with his single status?
No. No, he never was. Hogan was never single. He went right from Linda over to Jen. He was never single. He never dated anybody but Jen.
Will you date Brooke now that you're single?
No. And I'm not single, Howard.
You're single. It's the end. If you're already...
What are they doing? Are they good in getting counseling?
No.
Well, let me ask you this.
I knew there was trouble at the wedding when the preacher started hitting on Heather.
Oh, my God. He was boldly hitting on Heather during the ceremony.
During the ceremony.
Well, I miss being on your forum. Why couldn't we have made that work, huh?
I don't know. We'll get it together.
Now, hold on. Let me ask some questions. No, we won't, man, unless you
unless I step up.
You know how many complaints I get, man? The Howard show, the Howard's channel needs you. And
we do need you.
And there's just, they've searched long and far for...
You're getting the complaints from me.
And, God, it was the dream lineup and stuff. Come on, man.
I loved it.
Well, do something.
All right, I'll do it.
You will.
Yeah, we're separated and you're separated.
Yeah, we got separated from you first.
My life really sucks because I got separated from the mother lode of Howard, and now I'm separated in life. Nice.
Are you upset?
Yeah, I am upset because, I just, I hope everything works out, and I...
But isn't the new possibility of a new woman in your bed exciting the hell out of you?
No.
Tell the truth.
No. Oh, how? Let me ask you a question. Would you want to not be with Beth and have an exciting...
I'm happily married.
Okay, then. So
you're not. Something went wrong.
I think we got a bump in the road right this jump.
Yeah, I think you're bored.
You think you can get over this?
Yeah, I think everything's fixable. Yeah.
And what was the fight about?
Oh, it's just a long laundry list of things that we need to work on.
Name one thing that was wrong.
Nah, I can't get it.
One thing.
No.
What did you fight about?
I think really honestly, I think the major problem is the fact that I'm so busy and I got this new racetrack now.
Oh boy.
And again, Howard, I told you I would take the...
You're just stepping up to the plate here, Bubba, and taking responsibility for things. And let me jump in here, and you don't have to say it.
But hold on, Spice. But hold on, buddy. That's really honest to God. The majority of the issue is the fact that I'm gone.
And why are you gone so much?
And what happens when you're gone?
Because you're not that interested in her.
Well, no, because obviously I've not prioritized correctly.
No, when you're interested in a woman,
that would
you don't have to prioritize anything.
That's not true, Howard.
It is true.
No.
You know that you worked very hard to build your career.
You guys also don't have a 9-year-old little boy that you have 50% custody of, and you have to do things with him.
That's true.
Things like that. So, Howard, you've had 3 little girls.
But the race car stuff.
So if the race car, you should really drop that.
Well, you're probably right on that. And the bottom line is, I became, absorbed with my work and my son and his hobbies and my extracurricular stuff with regards to my track. And
so she came to you and said, listen, Bubba, I feel ignored and I don't feel wanted.
No, I don't think that's what happened.
You think she went to another guy?
I think something like that happened.
No.
Me too.
On the bright side, you can get a private plane super cheap right now.
God, I just can't.
Was there anything involving a spin instructor?
No.
Was that just a rumor?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to come clean?
I could come clean with you privately.
No, I'm not interested in that. That would be awkward.
What's that doing for him?
God forbid Howard talks to me privately.
Hey, Bubba, there's no ratings in that. He's going to talk about this off the air.
Right.
No, yeah, God forbid that we get to talk as friends. No,
friends?
Friends.
I love you, but I'm not going to talk to you off the air.
Yeah, I know.
No, but Bubba, seriously, I'm actually going to call you because I'm worried about you. And I'm also concerned here that you're not really giving me the full story.
Well, I kind of am.
Can I say
the bottom line is, Howard, I need, I didn't prioritize on stuff like this, and so whether I can pull the nose up and get my act together or not will yet to be determined, or is it whether I want.
You know that if she really mattered to you, you could have prioritized.
You did know you had a wife.
Racing a car over that hot chick, there's something wrong there.
Well, yeah.
You got to put her in the mix somewhere, Bubba.
And that's why I opened up, Howard, initially by saying I'll take full responsibility. And whatever went wrong and whoever did what, I probably led whomever.
Did you hear that? Okay, now I'm right.
What? He probably was.
Somebody did something based on him ignoring her. Now, what do you think that was that would cause the end of a marriage?
They did. First of all, this is not an end of a marriage. Secondly, nobody did anything. And the only person that did anything is that I was, probably too arrogant in what I got going on, and I didn't pay enough attention to my entire family.
If I'm right, and Heather had an affair with someone.
She didn't.
Well, let's say she did. Could you forgive her?
Yeah, I could. But
you could?
But you're not right.
All right, so I'm wrong.
Look, Howard just blows it off. Okay, so I'm wrong. Pulling up crap against the wall.
Well, I'm worried about you.
I know your technique, my friend. I do the same thing. I learned it.
Anybody else worried about Bubba's
No, they're extremely.
Hold on, now. Can I tell you, man?
I am. I'm being honest with you.
Why, Spice?
I gotta mark out to Howard right now, Howard. I gotta tell you. I listened to your YSP interview, all 30 minutes of it, and God, I loved it. It was great.
Bubba sent me a beautiful email.
Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was problems
He's
at home.
paying attention to you, but not his wife.
He pays better attention to me than his wife.
I spent 30 minutes on the internet finding the YSP interview, but I wouldn't spend 30 minutes.
That's right. Spice, are Bubba and Heather done? You're the closest. Brent would know this as well. Are they done, in your opinion?
I mean, I can speak from my perspective, but actually, no, I can't.
Yeah, speak from your perspective. Are they done?
I think he just got stepped on.
Yeah, I think he got punched.
But Bubba put the gun at you? What? Seriously, are they done?
I can't.
All right, that's a yes.
Yeah. See, he just got tied down.
Right.
Well, don't mark out to Howard, Spice. Do what I tell you.
It's been a tough spot. It really does. And look, I want the best for everyone, obviously.
Right.
But I've got certain questions I don't even know the answer to. Right.
Give me your question, and I'll ask
No,
Bubba.
yeah, nobody's asking. I'm done asking questions. Here's the deal.
How's your weight, Bubba?
That's great. The boys will even tell you.
Lisa G reported you gained all your weight back.
No.
Well, she wasn't reporting. She was speculating.
It's got some horrible reporting up there. I think you had some budget concerns, and you got rid of a couple of them. But Steve Langford leaves, and the whole place goes to crap.
See, suddenly there's a false report on his weight.
Spice, how is
Bubba's bloated belly.
Spice, I'm telling them, and I'm in almost as good a shape as I was back then.
Why did Bubba have to take Viagra to have sex with Heather?
I didn't have to take
You did, though. You admitted that on the air.
He's always had a rattler.
Yeah, I got a rattler.
Why did you do that?
Listen, Robin, a rattler, you're the furthest thing from it. You don't even know what a rattler is, baby.
Oh, she knows.
I mean, hey, man, you get a couple gimmicks to get you where you need to be occasionally, but I mean, no, I don't need Viagra to have sex.
Don't you take that Cialis every day?
No.
Spice, do you think Heather was the right woman for Bubba?
Spice?
Well, what? I can't give my personal opinion?
Give it, please.
Not with this, you can't.
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
No, you can't.
Stop it, Bubba. You're ruining our good radio. We're trying to get you some ratings here. Go ahead.
Howard's coming in to say the show.
I'm coming in.
Exactly.
Spice.
Yes.
In your opinion, do you think Heather and Bubba belong together?
Oh, God, that's a tough one. I thought they did at one point in time. And I don't know when that changed in my head.
Oh.
But I thought they did at one point in time.
But would you be willing to say that the change could be reflected upon my actions?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh, you're a dick. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not...
And I'm the only radio personality in the world that would let, like Howard's people couldn't say that to him. You're a dick, Howard.
But I mean, I've been told that.
Allison left you because you're a dick, Howard.
Oh, believe me, most people think
He
that.
didn't have to have us tell him.
Yeah.
Look at this golden radio moment we're having, and it's just all gone. No longer. So sad.
What is no?
Well,
yeah,
he's saying that he's not on the channel.
That's true.
No, look how good we are together.
We're terrific.
I mean, I get so many calls. You guys are just brilliant together. Not that I'm overly brilliant by myself, but
listen, I'm worried about you, and I really do hope.
Are you worried? Why are you worried?
Because
Howard cares about me. He'll admit it.
No. I mean, but you're going to be fine. We don't have to worry about you.
So
he's going to be fine as soon as he hooks up. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
I guarantee you, Bubba will be having sex within 2 weeks with somebody new.
It's got some revelation.
Don't worry, Howard, because there really isn't a noose heavy enough to hold himself.
That's right. He can't hang himself, you're saying.
Yeah.
Would you not tell the Howard crew that I'm in pretty damn good shape right now?
What do you weigh?
285.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
not bad.
And Manson, what have I been doing for the last 3 weeks? And
he's been getting up at 2:30 in the morning, and he goes to the gym at 3 before the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about
So he doesn't have to spend time with his wife.
Oh.
No, they say when a guy starts working on himself like that, the marriage is over.
Yeah.
Trying to get himself in shape for new girls.
Yeah.
By the way, 285 is good for a 10-foot tall guy. But for Bubba, I'm happy because Bubba at one point, as everyone knows, weighed over 400 pounds.
Right.
Although when I was in my best shape of my life, when I came and visited you in 05 at K-Rock,
You weighed about 250 something.
it was 248.
Right.
And I'll be there in 2 months.
Super. Well, yeah, you got a date.
Well, I mean, or I could just try to look better for my wife.
I mean, Bubba, listen. Right now, you're down to Jason Kaplan weight. So I want you down to a good fight in 235 for Dayton.
235, so I can come up and spend the weekend at the Hammies with you.
You're not kidding.
We can go to the Knicks game.
Right. Do you love Heather?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
Yeah. And it's as you know, it's not easy dating people like us. And, you know, you're even weirder than me, but, I mean, you know, it's hard, this lifestyle, the hours. You know,
do you think you should be married? Are you the marrying kind?
Yeah. And we do 2 shows. I mean, I do 2 shows.
Yeah.
Right, he does work hard.
We work like a Haitian, like you said. We work like Haitians.
Do you want to be back with her?
In conjunction with having kids.
Do you want to be back with her?
No, I don't. There's a lot of therapy and a lot of counseling.
But today, do you want to be back with her?
Bubba and counseling.
Oh, God, would I take a tape of that and play it?
I'll bring that baby. Yeah.
Are there changes she needs to make, Bubba?
No.
You need to make all the changes.
He's fine. I think that she'll be a better person when I become a better person.
All right, fair enough. I got enough answers. I got no answers. All right, Bubba, thanks. Listen,
you got enough no answers.
To the guys there, the gang.
Lady Gaga.
It's good to talk to you guys.
Yeah, I got to tell you one thing, man. I didn't ever like Lady Gaga. I really kind of didn't really know what she was. I thought she was just kind of whatever.
Right.
After I saw her in your show, I actually played. I went to HowardTV.com and then I played it on my show. I hope that's not illegal.
No, that's fine with me.
And wow, I mean, that was probably one of the best performances I've ever. Acapella with no processing, no background.
She was terrific. Yeah, I really I got a great appreciation for her that day.
Oh, I didn't get to see any of the interview. What was the interview like?
She was terrific. I'm going to send it to you.
All right, buddy.
All right. Listen, hang in there. I really am concerned.
And thank you. You know what? Thank you for calling me. Thank you for being concerned, and thank you for all you've done for us, and you guys as well. Hey, Fred, how?
And hey, and I want to say, and if Heather's listening, how soon are you going to start dating Heather?
Well, you're not calling Heather. You're not concerned for her.
Oh, I'm going to call her off the air.
Yeah. You know, that might be a better interview.
I'm just kidding. All right, Bubba. Lots of love.
Hey, good talking to you, Robin. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. The great Bubba the Love Sponge.
Didn't Bubba partner up with a strip club?
Yeah. He's in the wrong environment for a marriage.
Yeah.
And Benji, you can't date Heather.
I bought a cheeky.
We should get Hulk in because he's got to be out by 7:50.
Oh, okay. Bring him in. Hulk Hogan. Look at this guy. He's busy all over the place promoting.
What's he promoting now?
He's got a wrestling event going on. Poor Hulk is wrestling again.
No.
Hi, Paul.
Hey there.
I called him Hike.
Hey,
Hike. I'm out of my mind, man. Hulk.
Yes, sir.
You had spinal fusion for 9 hours.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
Yeah. No, 12 hours.
12 hours.
Recently?
Yeah. It was back surgery number 8.
Oh, jeez.
Because, wrestling...
While it's fake... The injuries are real.
The injuries are real.
Here we go again.
It's a performance.
Here we go again.
I've come to understand that wrestling is a performance.
Yes,
that is
like boxing,
demanding on the body and cruel to the body, like football is, because you get slammed,
chairs pounded over your back.
Yeah. So
just because the ending is predetermined, and when Howard and I wrestle, everybody knows that Howard's going to beat me with a sleeper.
That would be so great.
That just because we know who's going to win, that doesn't mean what happens during the match is fake. Because I've never had a match where I didn't get hurt. I'm going to show you one picture, but I'm not going to give you my phone because if you scroll through my pictures, wow,
naked pictures,
brother.
Who's in your phone that's naked? Seriously,
who do you think?
Your wife,
Bubba, of course.
Oh,
Bubba. No. I'm going to show you one picture, but I would love to give you my phone, but if I do, wow, it wouldn't be good.
You got an iPhone. And look how big your hands are. How do you type on that thing? I don't think you can. Can you actually type a text on there?
Yes, I can send you a text.
With thumbs as big as yours?
Yes, sir.
Look at the size of this guy's hands. Boy, I wish I wasn't such a pussy.
This was 7... No, I'm not giving you the phone because you'll take it from me.
All right, let me see.
This was 7 months ago.
Oh, my God.
What do you see?
Back. I see a back full of holes.
One more left. See that thing
disgusting.
In the corner?
Yeah.
That's a battery.
In your back?
Yeah, and I got to get that taken out. And the wires go from the battery up the middle of my back to the steel plate
Jeez.
So let me ask you something.
That was number 8, though.
Then why would you... did you run out of money? I got to figure a guy like you made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, you had that divorce.
I had the divorce. I had the civil case where they sued me for $60 million.
Why are you... Let's go into that. Why are you wrestling again? Is it for the money?
No, I'm not wrestling. It's the main event. It's Bound for Glory, the pay-per-view. It's
Bound for Glory.
It's the biggest pay-per-view that we do with Impact Wrestling.
Okay.
And
this has nothing to do with Vince McMahon?
No. He's got another company that's been around for 70 or 80 years.
Is he angry with you that you're working for another company?
I don't think so. I think he would love to have nobody else nipping at his heels.
Right.
To tell you the truth. No.
Are you guys nipping at his heels?
No. He does PG wrestling.
Right.
Which is, he's got the big advertisers and he's got the monster multi-billion-dollar company machine rolling down the road. We're doing, we focus more on the wrestling stuff.
Has he ever called you and said, why are you competing against me? What are you doing to me? Because he strikes me as a guy who wants to own the world. In other words,
we've had phone calls in the past where, there's been differences of opinion.
What's the difference of opinion?
Yeah, what is it?
No.
Your opinion is you should have more money, and his is you should have less.
Well, that's the only thing we ever argued about. Was
about money.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people, including people that work with Vince, think I should have stayed there my whole life. Started there and worked for Vince's dad in the late 70s, and I should have ended my career there, but I kind of did some other stuff, worked for Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff, and I'm working for Dixie Carter over there.
Is your opinion of your own career, you are, I would think, I don't think anyone would argue this, you are the biggest wrestler of all time. In other words, you were the most famous. You were the only wrestler ever appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yes, sir.
So you were the biggest wrestler of all time. And your point to Vince is, you know what, I'm not complaining, I made a lot of money with you and all this, but you probably don't treat me now with the respect I need. True?
The honest truth, to cut through all the crap.
Right.
Late 80s, early 90s, when all of a sudden the government focused on wrestling with the steroids, that was something that kind of pulled the whole business apart.
Right.
And it was time for me to move and do something else, so I went and partnered up with the Baywatch guys and did Thunder in Paradise for a couple of years, and Ted Turner's group happened to be on the sound stage next to me in Orlando, so I kind of started talking with them. Never was going to get back into wrestling again, but, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse, so I worked for Ted and Eric Bischoff for 7 or 8 years. But at the end of the day, it just naturally, the way the government came after the wrestling business, kind of like how they're coming after football and baseball and everything else, it just wasn't a comfortable environment for anybody, so I kind of just went my own way.
You estimated that you've gone through hundreds of millions of dollars of your money.
Well, I made a lot of money in the business.
You made a ton of money in the business. Are you upset with yourself that you didn't understand the value of that money and that you didn't understand how to handle your money? Because you were spending out of control.
Well,
right?
I mean, it takes two to tango. My wife and I were, actually, before I went to Ted Turner, was going to retire from wrestling.
Right.
And, we were all set with a beautiful home, and then there were some decisions made to build a monster.
A monster.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Yeah, and so, it's like I was one of these guys that always didn't want to spend what I saved, so I said, let me go back to work to pay for this, that, and the other. And it just steamrolled, and instead of retiring at 38 or 39 years old, I wrestled into my 50s.
A guy getting into wrestling now, would your first advice be, you know what, take a business class? Learn how to understand money and understand finances, right?
Well, I was set until, the divorce happened, until the civil case happened.
The civil case drives me crazy for one reason. I understand your son screwed up with this boy that he knew died in the car and all that.
No, he didn't die.
He didn't die. He was injured. He was badly injured.
Yes.
How the hell do you end up paying? Is it $60 million?
No, that's where we started.
Okay. Is it settled now?
Yes.
It is all settled.
Well, how does the child get the car?
Well, the kid was what? Your son was 18, wasn't he?
No.
He just turned 17.
But he had a license.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
But he had a license. He's still a minor.
So, but yes, but if a kid, let's say your kid goes out and drives.
In Florida, you can drive when you're 16.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you responsible.
But wait a second, Robin. Here's my point. If our laws are set up that if you have a child and the child is allowed to drive at 16, all right.
You're the parent, and you say, I think my child is capable of driving at 16
come on,
or
how can you so, okay, so you assume your kid's a good kid. In fact, everyone thinks their kid's a good kid, and he's able to drive, and your son was a capable driver.
It comes down to this.
Why do you have to pay?
It comes down to this. Normal John Smith or Joe Blow, son gets in a car wreck, the insurance settles with whatever the problem is. If it's Howard Stern or Robin or Hulk Hogan, and your child gets in a car wreck, not only does the insurance settle, but guess what? There's a civil suit because you're a celebrity. That's what it's all about.
So why doesn't the court say, well, Hulk wasn't driving the car. There was no maliciousness here.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. Yeah. So we're going to wipe Hulk Hogan out?
Well, I'm just glad it's all behind us. I'm fine now.
You're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm back working. I'm you know, I got a bunch of projects going. I'm remarried. You met Jennifer.
Beautiful girl.
She loves you.
How's the sex life going with her?
With Jennifer?
Seriously. I mean, you've been with her now, what, over a year?
Well, who else you having sex with? You say with Jennifer.
No, what I'm saying is...
No. Hulk just said,
well,
the sex life
obviously,
I knew I was going to go down this path with you guys, but I didn't know you were now on the same team with him.
Well, obviously, Hulk has multiple women. All right?
No,
don't bust him.
No, I don't.
Well, Robin's right. You did say with Jennifer
who
or
else
which
you
one?
having sex with?
Me and Bubba and Jennifer, okay?
Right.
He's my other lover.
What is going on, first of all? Forget the sex for a second. What is going on with Bubba the Love Sponge? I really adore the guy.
Have you been involved in this?
I love working with the guy. Bubba is now divorced.
I
or
think
on
he's
his way.
going through it. Well,
what happened there?
You know what? At the end of the day, I got my opinion about this. First off, I hope they get back together.
Really?
Because if you really know Heather and know how nice of a person she is, and you see how the dynamics of their family, she had a beautiful daughter named Julia, which she still has, of course.
Right.
And Bubba's son, Tyler. I mean, they were like, Bubba was this great father to the kids, and Julia and Tyler are like normal brother and sister. I mean, they had the most beautiful family. When I went through the divorce, I actually stayed on the far end of their house in their spare bedroom because I had nowhere to stay for a few months.
Wow.
I was mentally out of my mind, rattled over all the craziness. And just to watch their family, how beautiful they were. I could hardly even watch it in the morning. It was killing me. They were so
what the hell happened?
I think that they grew apart. I feel that with Bubba working 18 hours, 16 hours, he's building a huge another studio. He just bought a racetrack. And I think that Bubba works so hard. I think sometimes, you know, when someone's gone so much that it kind of like people go in different directions. And then if there's any of these divorced women on the backside talking, it's easy to undermine some guy that's working 12, 14, 16 hours a day.
Well, so was there any cheating involved?
I have no idea.
Oh, you have an idea.
No, I don't. I seriously doubt it.
Right.
But
and Bubba was tweeting weird stuff. He didn't show up on the radio the other day, and he was tweeting these cryptic messages about the feds and also to her. Wait till Howard finds out about everything, and it was very wild stuff he was tweeting yesterday, and I can't get a hold of him. What do you think this is all about?
Well, I think that as soon as everybody breaks clean and goes to their separate corners and takes a breath, I think they're going to end up back together.
Will you intervene? Listen, he respects you more than anybody. You're like his hero.
You know what? I don't want to get in the middle of it, but if I could be a fly on the wall and say, Heather, what the hell's going on?
Right.
Bubba, what the hell's going on? I would love to see them together. They had such a gorgeous family.
Is there a chance that it could happen, that they'd be back together? Or is this really over?
Well, I know they're not talking.
Oh.
You know?
That's not a good sign.
No. Yeah, but there's the mad, sad, glad, that thing you go through, you know?
Right.
And, I mean, I just think that when both of them realize that what a good thing they had going, hopefully they'll come back together.
I see. So you don't know, like I don't know?
No.
All
Actually, I can't hardly get a hold of Bubba. I'll call him 15, 20 times, and maybe I'll get one response.
If Heather came on to you, she's a beautiful woman. Let's say you didn't have your beautiful wife. You're married now. Right, to your girlfriend.
You're horrible.
Would you ever fuck Heather?
No. Divorced for 10 years.
You would never fuck
She's
Heather.
off limits
or if I met your ex-wife, simply because she was
you
your
wouldn't
ex-wife.
fuck my ex-wife?
No way.
I love you, man.
No,
thank you.
That's man law, bro.
I
You don't do
love that you understand that.
You don't do that.
I meet so many guys who are feminine and don't understand this.
You don't do that.
You are one of them.
What?
You'd have sex with Heather.
I would, yes. But,
oh, God.
I fuck Heather. Sure.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, Bubba.
Oh, my God.
If the circumstances are right, I'm drinking.
My God.
It's late at night.
Oh, my God.
I might accidentally put it in her.
Oh, my God.
Hey, I wish I was half the man you were.
There are no rules.
No.
There are.
Listen, you were almost my father-in-law. That daughter of yours,
She's still crazy about you.
If I had not been with my wife, I would have dated her. I love your daughter.
Brooke's 23 now. She still talks about you.
She's old enough for me now. 23 is the right age.
She's getting crazy shape, too.
Is she?
Crazy shape.
Listen, you talk about spending money. You must have pumped, I don't know how many millions into your daughter's career. You love your daughter. I know you do. Was it worth it in the end? Should a father really do that? I was wondering about that. Like, let her go do her thing. You pumped a tremendous amount of your personal fortune into that. And you need that money. I'd rather see you not wrestling or even involved in that and just retire and relax. And Should you have done it in retrospect?
Well, she started when she was 13.
Right.
And, you know, as soon as everybody goes, oh, actually, Bubba.
Right.
You know, heard her sing. Bubba stirred it up. Oh, we got to get her in the recording studio. So we went to T-Rex or T-Pain or T. Jones or one of his
one of those T's
buddy guys.
Right.
And they did some recording, and it was really cool. And the next thing, you know...
Well, that's where Bubba runs into trouble. He hears about a racetrack, he goes and he buys one.
Yeah.
He gets caught up in businesses.
Yeah, so then Bubba said, oh, you need to call this Lou Pearlman guy. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So we went over there to Orlando, and, you know, she got the dancing and the singing lessons and released the first single with Lou, and it went on the singles, which I don't know if that means anything. When you release a single, it went to #1 on Billboard for 8 weeks.
So it was worth it then?
No.
It wasn't.
Then we got ready to release the album.
Right.
And Lou says, it was a joint venture. He goes, I can't, I'm out. And I said, why? He goes, because your wife wants to fire everybody, and she's, I'm just a management company. I'm not a record label. I'm not a distributor. I'm not this.
It was too much for him.
And Linda was like, man, those people, get rid of them. And it was insane. So we walked away.
It's such a shame that you and your ex-wife couldn't just have an amicable divorce. I mean, it is. It still goes on to this day. She wrote a book. She accused you of fucking guys.
Dude,
really?
Wait a minute.
I didn't read the book.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, it's wild stuff. Is anything in her book true?
Yeah.
It is. Oh, okay.
There's a couple things.
All right.
But the weird thing was I wasn't going to read the book.
Right.
But then all of a sudden my lawyer said, you have to read this book because there's certain things says, okay, fine. So I read the book, and in the first chapter, as the guy rolled off my sexy brown body, he had long brown hair and a big brown mustache.
Who were you fucking supposedly?
No, this is her.
Oh,
this is Linda.
Right. Oh, okay.
At the end of the first chapter, she talks about the first time she has sex.
Right.
And as this gorgeous man rolled off my perfectly tan body with the long brown hair and the short brown Tom Selleck mustache, he looked like a porn star, and we couldn't find the condom, and after 5 minutes, we realized it was up in my hoo-hoo.
Oh.
And it was never the same with me and my phys ed teacher again.
Phys ed teacher?
So in the end of the first chapter, she's talking about making love to the high school phys ed coach.
Right.
And then the beginning of the second chapter, it goes, well, I guess you could say between all the boys that surf at Malibu and all the guys on the dance floor at the Red Onion, Linda Claridge's social life has really changed. So in the first chapter, in the beginning of the second chapter, she talks about how active she is.
Sexually, yes.
Yeah, and then she pegs me for one mistake in Minnesota, and then one thing that she says she knew about before the divorce, but it's not true.
Right.
After the divorce, months later, she found out I was running with one of the record execs in Miami.
Right.
And those two things are true. But,
right.
It's just like...
The rest?
But a lot of it was libelous. Right?
What?
I mean, a lot of it was slanderous. I mean, you never made love to another man.
No. Oh, my God, no. No. Well, first off...
You never even made out with a guy.
No.
I know that.
Well, first off, she said for years that Bubba and I were gay.
Right.
She accused me and Bubba.
I love Bubba, but you want to know the truth? If you were going to be gay...
If you're going to peg two gay guys,
are you going to really...
would those be the
you're really going to fuck Bubba? I mean, you'd probably be with Brad Pitt or Tom Selleck, right?
Please.
You could get a hotter guy than Bubba, couldn't you?
No, but the thing was, the guy that I knew longer than I knew Linda, I actually knew Brutus from high school.
Yeah. Linda says that Hulk Hogan made love to Brutus the Beefcake Leslie.
Well, now there's a gay name.
Yeah. But now, when you're sitting there at home reading this book, because they tell you have to read the book, your blood must have been boiling, no?
It's just, first off, I've got, not a ton, but I've got like 4 or 5 people that are gay friends and lesbian friends that are my best friends.
Right.
Now, believe me, and you guys don't know me that well, but if I did something, I'd just tell you I did it.
Right.
If I was gay or if I had a homosexual encounter one time, I'd tell you.
Right.
Okay, at the end of the day, everybody knows everything about me anyway. But when it's not true and it's just malicious, and the thing that got me more than anything, my daughter Brooke was down in Miami doing this shoot for PETA to help the animals in cages and abused animals.
Right.
And she was so excited. Oh, my gosh, Dad, there's going to be a ton of publicity. And, she needed that shot in the arm.
Yes.
That same day that they were showing the pictures and walking the red carpet is when Linda came out with her stuff, which totally overshadowed what Brooke was doing.
Oh.
And it just, I said, when's enough? And the thing is, if it's true, that's one thing, but it is not true, and it's mean-spirited.
Right.
And it's just, why? Why do that,
I don't know. And first of all, how come in your divorce, with all the money you had to shell out, how come there wasn't an agreement where she can't write a book about you and you can't write a book about her? Why is that?
I don't know. But you know the funny thing is,
yeah, who is representing you?
Talking about the divorce,
yeah.
Believe me, if I even looked at Linda the wrong way, she'd call the cops. Well, so as far as me beating her and all these allegations that, I mean, come on, bro. If I was gay, you don't think she would have said something about it in the divorce 3 or 4 years ago? I mean, why now when the book's coming out?
You make an excellent point. You went to court with her. You were talking about a settlement. She came out with a book saying that you beat her. And you said, wait a second, if I beat you, you should have brought that out in court. I should be in jail.
Where's the phone calls, the pictures, the 911? There was never nothing.
You've never laid a hand on it?
Never. Why? I mean...
So why do you think she's writing that about you? She's still angry with you?
Oh, God, please.
She is. You're not talking with her at all? Not even about the kids?
You guys have no communication?
None. No, I didn't want to see her. I mean, that's why I didn't want to pay alimony. I never wanted to see her again.
She's still with that young guy?
Yeah, I think he's 22 now.
Wow.
That's wild, right?
Well, they said it wouldn't last.
Right.
Let me tell you something.
Wasn't he 18 when he started dating her or something like that?
I think he was just turned 18. I'm not sure, but I know he just put his high school books down because he was...
Was that personally embarrassing to you?
Yes.
And, you think about it logically. You could say, why should it really embarrass you? You didn't do it. But it does embarrass a guy, right? I mean,
we'll look at it this way. I've lived in Tampa, Florida, Clearwater Beach, Florida for 56 years.
Right.
They know me as Hulk Hogan. When I walk outside, they don't go, hey, Terry, how you doing? They go, hey, Hulk, how's it going? So I have to go, what's up, brother? I'm not giving half of it, Right. So the moment I walk out the door, I'm Hulk Hogan. So all of a sudden, I live in this very small little town.
Right.
And, the judge wouldn't let me stay in either one of my houses for a while. So I had rented an apartment, and it was so high up I could actually see one of my houses way down the intercoastal, and I could actually see the other beach house.
You had a view of your
house.
So
I'm up there looking at both houses.
Oh, my God.
And all of a sudden, you see my speedboat pulling up from behind my house, and he's driving it.
The 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I get ready to go to the gym, and he passes me in my Escalade.
Is he laughing at you?
No, but I mean, I'm still formally married, but he's sleeping in my house in the bed. And then all of a sudden I come out to get the mail one day and my Harley goes by and he's driving it. So it was tough.
Does it ever drive you nuts? I mean, all the laws and remember, in the old days, Genghis Khan. You are a warrior.
Oh, dude.
No guy would have fucked with you and fucked your wife if he's 18.
Let me tell you something, brother. If it was 1978 or 79, it would have been a whole different story.
Different, right?
Different story. It would have been a whole different story. I used to be able to get in a fight at a bar, and if you got put in jail or something like that, you get out for $25, and that was it.
What happened? I mean, all of a sudden, it's like they took you, the great warrior, and it's like the world
is just... They put
chains on you. It's like you're a beaten man.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
I got married on December 14th. Jennifer gave me this cross with the date, so I'd never forget.
Right.
As I'm getting married, it's Jennifer and I, Nick and Brooke, and our minister, Michael Beckwith, and just us there. And on the beach, there's a paparazzi guy.
Okay.
So my maintenance guy who works for me came to the wedding, too, because he wanted to meet my minister. And, yeah, you can come, Ronnie, no problem. All of a sudden, I look, and he was just there for the wedding. All of a sudden, I look out on the beach, and he's jumping up in front of this paparazzi guy, blocking the shot.
Right.
And this idiot keeps filming. All of a sudden, he sent the tape to TMZ. All of a sudden, he reaches out and grabs Ronnie by the throat as he's filming, and he goes, I've got a gun. So when the guy, TMZ guy or the photographer, maybe he's not a TMZ guy, but just one of the scabs, Ronnie took him down, 7 months later, guess who gets sued?
Right.
You.
The guy that's standing up there with a tux on getting married. I'm like, how does this happen to me?
So what happens in a suit like that? You got to hire a lawyer?
It was basically a demand letter. They were wanting my insurance company's name, just trying to get a payday.
So it never came to
I don't know. It's still out there, but I gave my insurance company, I'm like, this is unbelievable.
You're responsible for everything in the world, right?
So if I walk out this door and everything's cool, I can get in my car and say, hey, I tripped in the bathroom and fell down and hit my head. Right. Sue Howard and Robin.
Right. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, that's my point about even with your son. He goes for a drive. You're responsible. You're responsible.
Yeah.
But that happens all the time.
I guess so.
But things are good now.
Are they good?
Yes, they are.
Let's get back to it. Your wife.
Oh, here we go again.
Gorgeous.
The sex with Jennifer is off the chain.
Okay, and I want you to be real about this.
Off the chain.
When you say off the chain, it hasn't changed at all. How long have you been with her now?
About 3.5 years.
Is the secret that the sex is still off the chain? I mean, the secret to a marriage. In other words, once that dries up, you might as well just be hanging out with Bubba or something.
I'll tell you what the secret is.
Well, that's nice, too.
I'll tell you what the real secret is.
What is it? Honestly.
I go to a place called Nature's Food Patch. It's an organic store. They've got a little green bottle. Brother, I'm telling you, it says Steel Libido.
Steel Libido.
And you go take that.
You take 3 of those suckers, dude.
Oh, 3.
And not only will you be on your A game, you'll be goosebumping from head to toe while you're on it.
Is this a product you endorse, or?
I don't endorse it. I just buy it.
You buy it. In other words, you're a customer.
What's in there?
It's got everything. It's Steel Libido. Figure out. That's
you're
the name of the
saying
product.
that there's an over-the-counter product that you can drink.
No,
a health product.
It's a pill.
It's a pill.
Yeah.
That it is not Cialis or any of these.
No.
You don't take any of that.
No.
You've never taken a Viagra?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have. When you were with Linda.
It made my eyes turn red and my face swell up red.
Really?
My ears are ringing.
You did this with your wife, the first wife, when you couldn't get it up, right? Because you probably weren't turned on.
Why are you looking
Let's
at
say
me?
I've gone there a couple times.
You went there because you were in a bad marriage, right? Are you saying that Viagra's for guys who...
I'm not saying anything about Viagra.
What are you saying about Viagra?
I didn't say a word. I haven't even mentioned...
What is your comment on Viagra?
You're the one that's going there.
You never needed a Viagra with your new wife, is what your point is.
I've snuck one in there.
You have?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
How does that work? I haven't tried that. In other words...
it makes you too nervous. It makes you too...
Why did you try that?
Because I thought it would go take us places that no man has ever been before.
Did it? Did you?
Not really. The Steel Libido's better.
Why is that? Because it's natural and you don't get all red?
You don't all of a sudden start grabbing and jerking people towards you. You know, you just, everything's cool, you know, whenever it happens, it happens. But with Viagra, it's like, oh my God, I got to do this right now.
Do you take Steel Libido before sex, or do you just take it every day?
Well, it's for working out.
Right.
And supposedly before you have sex, it says take 2 before the workout, or if you're going to have sex, don't take more than 3. Let me tell you something, man. If you take it before you work out, when you're done working out, you're dead tired, you're still ready to have sex.
Wow, maybe I need that.
Yeah, maybe you better get some Steel Libido.
I got to tell you, I go to the gym, I'm exhausted, I do nothing.
He's now down to benching 95 pounds.
I bench 95, and I struggle with it.
I've been bench press for 30 years.
So how do you stay this huge?
I just use the dumbbells, you know, and just work out with light weight.
But why do I look like this and you look like that?
Because someone told you you're supposed to bench press and lift heavy weights, which isn't true.
They don't tell me anything. I can't lift anything. I'm weak. Pull-ups, you do pull-ups?
I can't do a pull-up.
I can do 14 of those.
I can't do 1. See, you're the superhero.
Yeah. But why do I look like me and you look like you?
You look great, man. Great.
Yeah, I look terrific.
I saw a bunch of the running pictures in all the tabloids.
Yeah, that's something to see, isn't it? Well, all right. So let's get back to this. You're doing an event.
Yes.
Let's promote it. That's why you're here. Watch the Hulk Hogan take on the Icon Sting. What does that mean? Watch Hulk Hogan take on the Icon Sting in the main event at TNA's Bound for Glory this Sunday night at the Licoris Center in Philadelphia. Is that how you say that?
Yeah. Well, here's my how would you say
your pitch.
No, not my pitch. Here's my cross to bear with TNA wrestling, okay?
Okay.
First off, the main event is Kurt Angle. He's an Olympic wrestler. He's our champion. And he's wrestling a younger guy named Bobby Roode, who's kind of like worked his way up through the ranks, and the story is he's ready for the title match.
Right.
That's the main event.
Okay.
You know, I've been running this company, you know, the Impact Wrestling, TNA Impact Wrestling, and kind of like took Dixie Carter and put her to the side because she's a nice lady, really nice person, but she knows nothing about running a wrestling company. So now all of a sudden, you know, she's been on the back burner for a while. Sting is her boy, storyline-wise.
Right.
And Sting wants to get the company back, and the only way he can do it is if he takes it from me. So I said, look, I'm not going to wrestle you after 8 back surgeries.
Right.
I made that clear to everybody.
You're done wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the back surgeries, I'm not going to put on this performance where it's a wrestling match. But I said, if it's push comes to shove, I'll take the fist up and fight you.
Right.
You know, so that's what it is. Okay. After the main event or before the main event of the world title, Hulk Hogan's going to fight Sting for control of the company, brother.
I see. I got it. All right. For tickets, go to ComcastTix.com. TIX.
Well, what's the outcome? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so bad. God, you're bad.
And Bound for Glory is available on pay-per-view and live in select theaters nationwide. And don't miss Hulk on Impact Wrestling Thursday nights at 9 o'clock on Spike. You know, one of the things in Linda's book, this I got to ask you if it was true. Maybe this is true. Maybe there is something true in her book.
No, there's a couple things true.
It says that the first night that you made love to her, You went into the bathroom. You know, you were on a date. You walked into the bathroom, and then you walked out naked, fully nude.
Oh, so they hadn't done anything yet.
Right. Is that true?
No, wait a minute.
Because that's a hell of a night. What? On Hulk and Linda's first date, Hulk brought her to his agent's apartment where he was staying. He excused himself, went to the bathroom. He returned completely naked. Hulk and Linda had sex that night.
True.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's a wild move, isn't it? When you think about it. Because mostly, if a girl wants to do it, she'll go in the bathroom, she'll come out naked, and you go, whoa, I'm getting lucky. You walked out naked. Now, normally...
You pick some girl up at the bar, right?
Right.
You drag her back to your agent's house, tell her to sit on the bed, go and drop trowel, and come back out. Hey,
wow.
It's either yes or no.
I'll tell you, that shows the confidence you have in your physique and body.
I was just tired and wanted to go to bed. I mean, bro.
You were like, either let's do this or not.
Exactly.
Let's get it going.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to lead to all this.
Yeah, it wasn't that romantic. You probably thought it was a one-nighter, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Well, how did it wind up being how many years?
Because she must have been wild in the sack.
Yeah?
Right? She turned you on.
I was depressed and lonely. I've been living in Minnesota for 3 years.
Well, there you go. It's a fascinating life. It truly is.
But it's a good life.
It is a good life. You're happy.
Great life. Yes, I am, man.
And you have enough money to live now, even though you went through hundreds of millions.
Yeah, I'm living in a really nice rental house. Everything's cool.
You don't own your house anymore?
No.
Where are those homes?
Well, one was sold, and we got another one for sale.
Another one for sale. Do you have time to take a couple of questions from the audience?
Sure, I'd love to.
All right. Let's go to Nick.
Hey, thanks, Howard. Hey, Hulk, on those Rent-A-Center commercials, what kind of money do you make on those?
Oh, brother, I mean, is this guy from Brick for Uncle Sam? I mean, you know what I aspire? I aspire to make Troy Aikman money.
Right. So in other words...
Troy makes more than you?
I have no idea, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
You're happy to be. You're happy. Now, what about reality television? That's all over with? No more Brooke show? No more... What happened with all that?
Well, when the divorce went down...
Right.
Everybody wanted the show to keep going, of course.
Yes.
You know, to do the Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher deal. You know,
right.
I couldn't go there. You know, then all of a sudden, everybody comes up with this brilliant idea. You know, we're going to, they canceled the Brooks show for whatever reason. And then...
I love that show.
Yeah, I did too. Then they came up with this brilliant idea of Hogan Reloaded, that we're going to focus on the kids, of course. Yeah, right. You know. But Linda and Charlie are going to interact, and you and Jennifer are going to interact. So let me tell you something. You know.
There's no money worth it.
The wife, the house, the boats, the cars, the motorcycle. I'm not going to make this clown a star, too. You know, so I'm done.
That would have been the ultimate.
Oh, please.
Could you imagine you take the 18-year-old kid who's fucking your ex-wife and make him a star? Can you fucking imagine this?
Oh, brutal. Oh, God. Shake hands, give him the big brother hug.
There's only so much.
Grab his ass.
There's only so much a man could take, right?
Yeah, but that's crossing the line.
Who actually had the nerve to propose that?
Oh, but believe me. Believe me.
At some point, though, was it tempting because, A, gives you your own television vehicle, and also, B, it would get you at least talking to your ex-wife again, in a sense. You know, no way. No money is worth it.
No. No.
You had your integrity.
That's all I've got.
That's right.
That's all I've got. And honesty.
Was she willing to do it with the new boyfriend?
Oh, she went and pitched it to, who does American Idol?
Ryan Seacrest.
Endemol.
Yeah. She went and pitched it to Endemol.
Wow.
And everybody's calling me going, I heard you're going to do a new show with your wife. And I said, please, wrong number.
I would have watched that show.
I'm sure
you
would.
Who would have taken their eyes off it?
You with that 18-year-old guy? That would have been something.
We could have made him the next Hulk Hogan.
In a way, don't you think these reality shows, maybe they expose too much? It takes away from the mystique. You know what I mean? Yeah. In retrospect, is it a mistake? Did that ruin your family in a way doing the... because it made Linda sort of a star. And I think that that made it probably more difficult at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it incredible, because I'm listening to how she was making decisions about who should be working with Brooke on her record. Should a wife really get that involved in the business?
In this case, no.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, there's a difference between a deal maker and a deal breaker. In this case, no.
Yeah.
But, I did it because my marriage was already unraveled before the show happened. It's, you know.
So you don't blame the show for the marriage?
No, not at all. I was hoping it might bring us back together and give some of us some self-worth, and instead of the me, I, what about my life? I was hoping that some of us would find themselves and realize that things are still pretty damn good.
That's the hardest part of a marriage. If a wife starts to feel like, hey, how come you're getting all the attention? Why am I not getting some attention?
When is it my turn?
Right.
We heard that before somewhere.
That can be brutal, right?
Well, I mean, there's other agendas too. I mean, I knew she wasn't attracted to me anymore. I see the type of people she's attracted to, so I got it now.
Right. Are the kids speaking to her at all? I mean, they seem to identify mostly with you.
Yeah, they are.
They took your side in it, I feel.
I don't know.
I do.
Nick loves his mother unconditionally, which he should.
Right.
And Brooke loves her mom, but she doesn't
communicate as much.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, she's more on your team.
She's on her own team, which is good. She's like the whole fighting and the screaming and the yelling and all the nutso stuff that goes on 24 hours a day. She realizes that's not normal.
Do you ever think, now this is a tough question, that your ex-wife might be jealous of Brooke and her youth and her beauty?
That does happen between mothers and daughters. It does.
Yeah. That can happen, right? People say, how can a mother be jealous of a daughter?
It can happen.
Hey, it happens between men and their sons, too. It sometimes does.
I got to figure my dad's jealous of me somewhat.
You hope.
Actually, he looks at me. I don't think there's a bit of jealousy in him.
I wish my dad was jealous.
He's like, look at you. That's what I think was going down a little bit. You know, I'm playing pop psychologist here, you know.
Well, you're pretty good.
I'm not that bad, right?
You're pretty good.
But there's nothing normal about that.
Listen, I'm jealous of my daughters. You ever see their noses? Perfect. How come I didn't get that?
Noses and teeth, they got
How do I? Yeah, they've got beautiful teeth and beautiful noses. I'm a big mess. I look like a chicken. It's just ridiculous.
Well, Brooke's in love with you, so.
I think she's a beauty.
How's your marriage going?
Beautiful. I'm doing great.
Are you?
No, I'm serious. Why are you rolling your eyes?
Well, how's the sex?
The sex? I'm telling you, it's great.
Any anal?
No, we don't do anal.
They're saving that for what?
I was talking about her doing you.
Oh, you mean with the chap on shore? Oh, 2-3 times a week. I love it. I mean, you got to lube me up. No, listen, I'm all man. I might not look like I'm all man, but I'm all man.
I know you're.
Nobody's going in my asshole. This is just not going to happen.
I feel the same way.
That's right.
I feel the same way.
Let me tell you, my still libido is that wife of mine. I take a look at her band and she's still sexy to me. I enjoy being with her. Listen, there's only so much sex you can have. I enjoy her as a friend.
Yeah, I do.
We have a good time together.
Jennifer's my best friend. We just hang. It's just her and I.
I'm glad you're happy.
Oh, everything's great, brother.
You're not having more kids, are you?
No, God, no.
No. She knows that.
Yeah, she doesn't want kids either.
You sure? How old is she?
36.
And she's not thinking about it.
No. She raised her brothers, her sisters.
Right.
So she
knows what that is.
She was
got that out of her system.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she did a lot of work early on in her childhood raising kids, and plus, we still get Nick and Brooke who need us more than ever.
It does seem that way. They need their independence already at this point, but they don't have it, right? I mean, they still need you.
Yeah, they need help.
Right.
Still, even though they're 23 and 21, they still need help.
Yeah, well, I would have taken that Brooke off your hands. Don't worry about it. I would have helped her.
Well, now you can't.
Now I can.
She'd turn you inside out.
I couldn't handle her. All right, listen. I'm getting a high sign that you have to go.
Okay.
I don't know where you're going, but you have
I don't either. I don't want to go.
You have somewhere to go.
I used to not like coming in here. Now I like it in here.
You love it.
Right?
Well, everybody just put this weird stigma on Howard being evil and mean and hateful, but he's not. He just has fun.
Yeah.
Who did that? Who?
Everybody said, "Oh my God, Howard Stern! You go in there, he's going to tear you apart." I said, "What's he going to do?" Everybody knows what I've screwed up anyway.
Right, but what aren't you honest about? You're pretty honest about everything.
So I mean, it's kind of like, but now it's like sitting on the couch at home or something. It's cool.
But to answer your question, my thing isn't anal, my friend. I'm not looking to. I've done it with a few women.
I thought we were over that subject.
Yeah, why are you trying to convince him that you're not into anal?
Tell you this
You
thing.
into anal?
No.
You don't give her anal?
No. If I would...
Why not? Seriously. You're just not your thing?
Nah.
You've given girls anal, though, right?
I might have slipped up.
Robin loves it. Listen, don't knock it.
Stop that.
Right.
Here he goes.
Right. I'm scared of the stains.
The stains.
Oh, yeah, man. I can't handle that.
Oh, my.
Anyway, listen, forget anal, forget all that. Let's talk about this. The last word is watch Hulk Hogan take on the Icon Sting in the main event at TNA's Bound for Glory this Sunday night at the Licoris Center in Philadelphia. And for tickets, go to ComcastTix.com. Bound for Glory is available on pay-per-view and live in select theaters nationwide. And don't miss Hulk on Impact Wrestling Thursday nights at 9 o'clock on Spike. It's great to see you. And give my regards to Bubba when you see him. I'm sorry he's going through all that. And we'll be back right after these words. Timing couldn't be better. Tomorrow, Hulk Hogan will be here.
Oh, my God.
He's been in the news a lot.
I looked at a couple of clips of that video, and it's so weird to see someone you know having sex.
Now, I just asked the guys, I said, has Bubba talked about this on the air? And then I stopped myself because I said, oh, that's right. You know, he's divorced. I'm sure he has an agreement with his ex-wife that he can't talk about her.
Right.
So I guess Bubba can't. What a shame, because Bubba's never one to shy away from stuff like this. But the law is the law.
But this didn't seem to me, you know, like there's a male voice at the very beginning.
Sound like Bubba.
That's what it sounded like to me.
You know, by the way, if the allegations are true that Bubba was the guy taping this sex between Hulk Hogan and his ex-wife, allegedly, because we don't even know that she's been identified for sure, but whatever. I am going to smack Bubba in the head because the video is such a poor quality.
Yeah, it
Here's
wasn't a good camera even.
Yeah, he's got a radio show. I know on his website he has a television aspect. I want to see it clearly. I mean, what is that?
Where's the color?
Well, yeah, like I felt like I was watching I Love Lucy in the 1950s. You know, I mean, come on. No color. Why no color? I mean, and
who
grainy.
buys a black and white video camera? Is he not updated since the 70s?
I was like, I'm watching this thing getting really pissed off. Because I'm sitting in my room, you know. And mostly, and by the way, in terms of erotica, it's mostly Hulk Hogan's ass.
Right.
You know, but which appears to be a glow-in-the-dark ass.
It is. It's
really,
luminescent.
It's absolutely hypnotizing. My God. That is a real man.
I was like, boy, he really does tan, doesn't he?
And he does. And he is a big guy. I mean, he just, he looks like the Hulk. Like the Incredible Hulk.
He is.
Yeah.
He lives up to the name.
But I'm watching this, I go, Bubba's my man. What do I have to buy him equipment for his television taping? If indeed he taped it, I don't know. Again, this is all alleged. It did sound like Bubba in the beginning there.
It did.
But that is a dark scene. I had no idea. You know, when we were on the air with Bubba, a bunch of times he used to say to me, yeah, you want to bang my wife? I said, I don't think your wife likes me. And he goes, likes you? You want to bang her? I go, well, isn't that up to her? He goes, well, she's told me she'd bang you.
I thought of that.
Yeah. And I'm
too,
like,
when I was watching. I said, you know, maybe this was no big deal.
Oh.
Because he used to offer her to you all the time.
Well, I'm glad I never took him up on it, because if it ended up...
tapes.
Oh, and my penis is not impressive. I mean, good Lord. That would be my nightmare.
I mean, but do you think Hulk Hogan knew there was a video camera running?
He claims he does. Well, we'll talk to him tomorrow. He claims he doesn't.
Well, yeah, but what are you going to do? You know, claiming you... I want to know the real deal.
Well, you'll find out tomorrow.
That's like, you know, did you steal that? No.
Well, hold on to your horses. Tomorrow you're going to find out. Speaking of horses, Horse will be here today from AGT. By the way, Gary contacted Bubba about coming on and discussing this whole Hulk Hogan sex there. Hulk will be here tomorrow anyway, but I guess he can't legally talk about it.
He
or
says
something?
it's because of his divorce thing,
right.
And he'd have
Is
to
it
pay
killing
money.
him?
He's not talking about it at all, but Brent, I spoke to Brent,
yeah,
and Brent says at some point he might be able to talk about it.
Oh, well, let me know.
And he said he promised that when he could, we'd be the first people he talked to.
Thank you.
Apparently there's some time limit on him.
Can we just say to Bubba, though, that fucking tape he made looks like it was produced by the, you know, the same people who produced Team 6, that SEAL movie, you know? It's like the grainiest, shittiest, black and white. If you're going to make a sex tape,
he's perfected surveillance filming.
Yeah.
But Hulk's not...
Can't Bubba do it like OJ and go, if I had done it, this is what I would have done.
But Hulk is not denying that that's him, has he?
No.
Oh, he can't.
There's no way, right?
No,
he can't. Nobody has that hairline. Nobody has that butt line.
But if you look at it, you know, I'm sure most people have seen some of it on the internet already. It looks like that Team 6 Bin Laden assassination tape. It's all grainy.
What's night vision?
It's night. Yeah, they had night vision goggles.
Goggles.
Bubba's a guy in the media. He knows how to make a fucking tape if he was going to make it.
It's not even black and white.
It's green. You expect the helicopter to land.
If Bubba, in fact, I just want to yell at him. If Bubba indeed did tape it, I want to yell at him and tell him how aggravated I am by it. And meanwhile, I'm like, I want to get the whole tape. I mean, the excerpts.
It's 30 minutes long, so
I want it.
Supposedly.
Yeah, well, who would they put up just the talking? I wanted to see the.
Yeah. What's going on?
No, they keep cutting every time action starts.
So how do you get to see? Where is Hulk Hogan? I need him now today. He's
trying to keep it from being distributed, so he's not going to show it to
I just want to see it. I don't care about anybody else.
Meanwhile, they're saying on Radar Online and other places that Heather is very embarrassed by the tape. And is sorry that it got out there.
I looked her over. She's got nothing to be embarrassed about.
No, well, she thinks that it puts her in a bad light. And then
Why
Hulk
would you say
gets
that?
slammed. Hulk gets slammed in this from the friends. It's not as if Hulk is a hunk, and it's pretty embarrassing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hulk has a nicer ass than I do. That's number one.
What's worse, she says, is according to the friends, is that when she's performing oral sex on him, he stops to answer the phone.
That is insulting.
You know, she's trying her best, and he's not even paying attention. He can take a phone call while
he says, I got to get
working.
this.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, he thought it was his son.
And then she said,
wait 5 minutes.
Because he then, after the whole thing is done, starts complaining that he feels like a pig because he just ate.
Well.
She said it makes her look like a piece of meat.
Well, the video literally puts her in a bad light because the lighting is terrible.
Well, the lighting is really bad. She's right. But she also says that Hulk is cheesy, and she didn't want anyone to know. It was supposed to be a private moment. She didn't want anyone to know she had done that.
I think it makes Hulk look great. She's like, put that big cock inside of me. And
it feels good, is what she said.
Yeah.
That big cock.
Yeah.
So wait a second.
I've never heard those words.
So, Ron, based on the comments that you're saying, so she's admitting that is her.
She has made no comment. These are friends talking to some website saying this.
It's an article in the paper.
Hello, this is Fred Jonathan Ball, and you listen to Gary Bede and John Hunt on the Wrap-Up Show.
Welcome back to the Wrap-Up Show, 888-STERN-100, 888-783-7610. Hulk Hogan also dropped by today, and Hulkamania did not run wild all over the studio, but Howard, I thought, gave a really good interview with Hulk. And the thing that always goes through your mind, I think, when any wrestler, and he's one of, if not the best all time, any wrestlers in there is, are they being straight? Are they telling you the truth? And he seemed absolutely devastated and worn out, and the tape is the tape, so there's no doubt about that. But the question is Hulk in on this in some way? The fact that last time he was on, he told Howard point blank he would never go near Heather, and that's breaking the man code. And when it came up today, he said he was in protection mode, which I guess excuses lying, but it casts doubts. And so how do you sort of dissect where Hulk Hogan is coming from? Howard said he believed he was legit and really upset and devastated by this.
I'm not even sure how to answer that. The whole thing is so fucked up and so dark and so confusing, but here's how I think I would have reacted if I had nothing to do with this. I'd be fucking angry. I'd be so pissed off. Heather and Bubba, I don't care how good of friends they were to me. They're not my friends anymore because even if they had nothing to do with it, they had something to do with it because it happened in their house. And it just doesn't make any sense.
But you don't know. I mean, Hulk said that he was unaware there was a camera around.
I believe that.
Okay. So if you believe that, I mean, Howard often said that Heather told, Bubba told him Heather is all his if Howard wants to go there. And Howard said, no, I don't want to go down that route. Hulk said he was in a really bad place. He was really depressed. He kind of needed something. And
Gary, you're saying even if you were close friends with somebody, like, or real close, as Bubba and him they seem like to have a brotherly kind of friendship.
Yeah. I'd be angry. But
even if you thought this friend had nothing to do with it.
Well, how could a friend have nothing to do with it? It happened at his house.
We don't know that. We could have been.
Well, we know that it happened at that house.
Right. But that's like saying if God forbid you got robbed or raped at a friend's house, you blame your friend. it could have been a lot of variables. There could have been let's say, here's one variable. Bubba could have had a security camera set up in multiple rooms in his house, and someone stole that footage.
Well, so here's an interesting too. Somebody told me that Bubba talks about how he's got cameras all over the house all the time and is always taping everything anyway. That if you go to Bubba's house, you should know that. That's what somebody told me.
Oh, and Hulk is great friends with Bubba. It's not like these guys are sort of friends. I mean, they've always been tight. So you'd think he'd be aware of something like that. Yet, maybe he didn't know there was a camera in the bedroom, security or not. But that being said, somebody betrayed somebody here.
That's right.
And
I'd be angry till I found out.
Yeah,
I'd be fucking pissed till I found out who betrayed me.
But how would you describe his mood today? He just seemed exhausted,
sad, somber, just like, the weight of the world was on him, but not mad.
Scott Salem, I want your expertise on this.
Speaking of people who can be mad.
Speaking of swing, I'm never mad.
What'd you think? Do you think the Hulkster was on the level, or? And how do you, I mean, back in your swinging days, you had mutual consent as to what was going on. But let's say a tape suddenly popped up of you or somebody else involved. Like, how would you react? Like Gary said, I would think you'd be pissed as hell, right?
I'd be really pissed. Yeah, that wouldn't, yeah.
Say a kinescope popped up.
Well, I know that's not going to happen, but, yeah. It was really strange. I mean, if it was, Heather, Bubba's wife, and it was Bubba's house, correct? Wouldn't she know there's a camera there?
Well, yeah. So here are the scenarios. But nobody knew what was going on, and some third party placed the camera there. That I don't believe.
Right.
No.
Then the next scenario is there's two scenarios. Either Heather or Bubba, one each but not both, knew about it. And then the last scenario is they both knew about it.
Or all three knew about it. Possibly Hulk, too.
That's true.
That's true.
And somebody could have had access to the tape other than the three of them, but who knows?
And they could have knowingly taped it without intending. Still a third party could have released it without them, without their permission.
That's another scenario. They knowingly taped it. They all knew there was a camera there. They knowingly taped it. They thought it was in a drawer. Somebody took it and released it.
One thing I did notice that was interesting to me, I don't know what it leads to, is Hulk seemed to want to get out that Heather was so into him, that Heather was always, instigating the sex.
Yeah, and also that if he would have been, this is what I didn't. If
I didn't get this part.
If he would have been more into her, he would have done a better job.
No, he said if he wasn't as good of friends with her and Bubba, he would have been much more aggressive.
If he was, he didn't want the tape to reflect his actual sexual prowess. I think he's saying.
Like he's a better lover than what's on that tape?
Yeah, but it was tricky to understand what he was saying. He was being sort of vague on that. I want to stick with the Bubba Hulk thing, but while we have Scott here, I have a question for you.
No, why don't you stick with the Bubba?
We will. But this morning, when the show first started, you came in, there was a problem with Howard, you fixed it, but you said you and Evan checked the board.
We always check the board every day.
But you got called out on why name Evan? Are you looking to deflect blame there?
I'm just telling him there are two fail-safes, which sometimes, I don't know what happened, but I did find a couple of things that were wrong when I went in there. After Evan went in there.
Scott came to me this morning and he said, was Howard listening to stuff in Q? And I said he was. He goes, well, then it doesn't make any sense that it wouldn't go on the air.
Right.
He said there was a button out of place, the AB thing, which it's pretty simple.
Sometimes if you drop something or you move something over the buttons, they'll change. I mean,
I know the
inadvertently.
Thing is, I watched Howard and it didn't seem that he touched those buttons, but they're Scott's saying that might have been what happened.
But is that a move that he's doing, saying I checked it and Evan checked it, versus saying it didn't work?
No, I'm just trying to say what the process is. Evidently,
yes to both. Yes to Scott. Yes to you.
What else is going on?
Oh, so there's something going on where Scott got the edict that he has to clean his studio. And I don't know what he's cleaning in there exactly.
I don't know either.
But I know that somebody sent me a soundbite of him going, "I'm an engineer, not a fucking cleaner." Which is, but what is it that you're cleaning up in there? Because you were bitching about that. And then we had
I have a bunch of tapes and a bunch of old material on shelves and stuff. So Tim says you got to clean your studio up,
right?
And I'm like, well, they're on shelves for a reason, because they're there because we're number one, we're going to be digitizing most of that stuff anyway. And number two, they're there in case I need to refer to them for bits and stuff, which I did today. And I had to go through a bag of stuff that was taken off the shelves and put in a bag to find stuff.
But it seems like Tim wants the studio cleaned up more than just stuff on shelves. I don't know what's going on in there so much. By the way, this all goes back to Scott taking the blame, which I don't know is fair or not, for last week's what is it called again? Back office radio show. Not getting on.
John Lieberman is sprinting over here with, I'm sure, some breaking news. Yes, John Lieberman.
I couldn't follow exactly what was said already, but basically, the back office radio show was delayed 30 minutes going on the air. Tim basically went in and had a fit and said he wanted the entire studio cleaned out. There's too much junk. The engineers working on getting it on the air couldn't even get through the junk to get to the parts that they needed to.
There's nothing on the floor that prevented somebody from walking to where they're supposed to be walking.
And then we were there as 15 moving and storage boxes got delivered to Scott's studio today, and Scott was not at all happy.
Evan heard I had to clean up, and he ordered 15 boxes. Right. Which, okay, I can put all the stuff in the boxes, but where are the boxes going to go?
And Scott assigned his intern to do the task.
The material has to be... There's bags and bags of stuff that has to be gone through and digitized.
Your intern's doing the cleaning, or you're doing the cleaning?
Well, she's going through stuff to see what she would. No, I had her going through the bags of material because I needed to find something that was removed from my shelves a couple of weeks ago. So you see, there is a purpose to the madness. I know where everything is, and I have stuff in there for a reason. Now I don't know what, that's why we have shelves. The cleaning up, I don't know what he means because there's.
So why don't you ask him?
This stuff. This stuff's on the shelves that he wants everything out of there.
But why don't you go to Tim and say, I know you want this cleaned up, but these things on the shelves, I need them.
No, he needs. See, there's a lot of equipment on the floor that shouldn't be there under my console, which we had a meeting about yesterday, and they're supposed to rewire everything.
But I guess my question is, instead of getting irritated and pissed off, why don't you just go to whoever it is that you need to go to, which in this case sounds like Tim, and say, I need this stuff. Why are you making me move it?
Well, he didn't specifically say move it, but he said clean up. So,
but why don't you ask him what that means? Because you can't even tell me what that means.
Well, I can tell you what it means because I was in that studio. And yeah, some of it is tapes and reels, and a lot of it was newspapers and bottles of water and hard drives lying around the desk and the floor.
Hard drives on the floor. There's
hard drives also on your desk that were in bubble. I've been in bubble wrap for like the last 3 weeks that were sitting. And what happened was while they were trying to fix your studio, which you admit, is set up in a weird way. It's not your fault. They were the mess was making it that much harder for them to get to what they needed to get to, and there were 5 people squeezed in there trying to fix it. So I think
that's number one problem. You can't squeeze 5 people in there.
So Tim saw all that and was like, "Yo, we got to get this place cleaned the fuck up."
But listen, my office can use a cleanup, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean this stuff.
So you can use a cleanup, right? So why does it irritate you that you can use a cleanup in your studio?
Because I have a lot of shit that I'm doing that the time isn't there to be cleaning up.
Well, I understand that you have Jackie, your intern, doing it, so it's not really a time thing.
I know, but sometimes things need to be done. Just because it's not, just because it's something you don't want to do doesn't mean it doesn't have to get done.
No, it'll get done. It'll get done, but it won't get done today or tomorrow.
Scott, is it one of those things where maybe it's chaos, but you kind of have a system, like this is here, this is there?
It's chaos to somebody else,
and now that system's being disrupted because you got to clean it up, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm in the process of getting stuff out of there. This because Mr. OCD here has to have
Tim, does Scott have to clean?
He doesn't work in there.
He doesn't have that much OCD. There's a kettlebell that hasn't been used in 3 years.
Tim, does Scott have to clean his studio because of your OCD issues?
No, because it's a fucking mess in there, and you can't find anything. You can't function in there. And
what couldn't you find?
Scott, you take no pride in ownership.
What couldn't you find?
You are not proactive.
What couldn't you find?
It's disheveled. You can't go in there and function. It's a mess.
I function every day in there, and I do my job very well. What couldn't you find?
That's a matter of opinion.
What couldn't you? Then fire me if you don't think I do my job well.
Believe me.
Okay?
I've thought about it many times.
I mean, really.
Many times. Sir,
do it.
Don't flaunt it. I'm telling you.
I'm not flaunting anything.
Don't go there.
Don't go there, Scott. Flaunt that
Scott, don't go there. I'm telling you, don't go there.
Flaunt that I'm a great engineer.
Don't go there.
Don't tell me not to go anywhere, okay?
No, I'm telling you, don't
why?
go there.
Because you're my boss? You're the boss man? You can boss people around? Is that what it is? You got power? Holy shit. I'm a human being like you. Talk to me like that.
No, I do talk to you like that.
No, you don't, Tim. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Scott.
This is not for air.
Tim, are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm not discussing,
This is what I mean. That is not a conversation.
Well, if he was having a conversation and you started yelling at him, you go back and listen.
You kind of flew off the handle.
You played the if you don't like you played the if you don't like it, fire me card way early.
Well, he threw an allegation at me, and
what was the allegation? It's a mess.
He said you can't find your way through anything.
Well, you can, but other people can't. Other people need to use the studio. He really didn't talk to you.
That's a relatively new thing about other people need to use the studio.
Understood, but that's everything in life transitions. It's not always the way it is. But I don't think he talked to you. Maybe there's something that's gone on between you two off the air.
No, there's nothing.
But right here,
there's nothing going on.
Right here, he didn't talk to you in a bad way, like you weren't a human. John, did you think he did?
I was surprised that Scott went off like that quickly. I mean, and taking the line. Do you think isn't he your boss?
He is your boss.
You're asking him if you think.
No, we're not. Right now, we're having a conversation. I'm trying to have a conversation with him. And he
can have a conversation with you, but at the end of the day, he could, if he wanted to, say, Scott, just get it done. Because he's your boss,
well,
he's allowed to say that.
He made the comment of, I said that I do what I do the best, and he made some comment of, no, you don't.
No, he didn't say that. He said, he didn't say, no, you don't.
It's a matter of opinion.
He said it's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, right. Well,
he wasn't complimentary towards your
He was insinuating
work
that I don't do a good job. That was, please, that was obvious.
I think
when I said I do a good job, he said it's a matter of opinion. I would take that. I think anybody would take that as he didn't think I did a good job.
I think he was saying that your office is a mess. Like he had nothing to do with how good or bad of an engineer you are.
No, I said that I thought that I did a good job, and he said it's a matter of opinion.
But you brought that up. I know what you're saying, but you brought that up. He was just talking about your mess, and you brought up.
No. I said I did a good job, regardless of what my studio was, and he said it's a matter of opinion.
Let me give, because now that I'm a boss, I can speak boss to boss with Tim. And, what you did was he told you to clean up your office, and you came, I think this is what I would hear if I was Tim. He told you to clean up the office. You came on here and not only complained about the fact that you had to clean up the office, but then questioned Tim's motives about why he had you to clean up the office. Not because he felt your office needed to be clean, but because he has some sort of illness. And yeah, if I was Tim, I'd be pissed at being talked about.
And you also question who he is as why does he have the right to do that? But he does have the right to do that. I never thought that he treated you in a horrible way just there
apologize if I'm wrong.
Merited getting that mad at him.
No, I think the thing that set Scott off was when he said, well, that's a matter of opinion, because that's a dig.
And that's what set me off. And I said, well, if you don't like it, then fire me.
What if he did? But this goes back a few days, too, when you said no comment to would you clean the studio. Tim did not like that, from what I understand. When you came on the news and said no comment to would you clean the studio, and then you said, I'm an audio engineer, I'm not a cleaner.
Well, that's true.
but wait, listen, I'm not a cleaner, too, but I clean my office all the time. I get under there and I replug things in.
I do straighten things out, and I do clean things up, and it's obvious because I've done it over the years. Whenever he's asked me to, and I've done it, and he knows it, and he's thanked me. But this particular time, there are things that I need in the workflow.
I understand that one of the things I'm getting out of this is that you were asked to do something, and you don't understand what it is, and you haven't asked anybody to clarify it, so you're just not going to do it.
No, I didn't.
That's what I think I get out of it.
Wasn't going to do it,
or you're not happy about doing it, but you can't really explain what it is you're supposed to do. I know I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do. Well, I know you're supposed to clean up, but past that, I don't know what that means.
I would imagine that he wants everything out of there.
What do you know? Are you guessing, or do you know?
That's the only thing I get because
why wouldn't you ask?
A lot different than clean this place up. Get everything out of here. That's a little bit.
Like, I don't understand why you haven't asked him to say, well, Tim, I walked into the meeting late yesterday, so I heard the tail end that they're going to come and do some rewiring and clean up a little bit. But you must have spoken to Tim. He must have said to you, I need that place cleaned up.
Clean it up.
And you must have said, well, what do you mean?
I said, okay, I'll clean it up.
But did you say, okay, not knowing what he meant?
I thought that he meant to get everything out of there because he wanted other people to work in there as an air studio.
All right, I'm just saying you might want to clarify because you're angry at something that might not need to be done. I don't know that he means get everything out of there.
Ronnie, get over here.
I think what he means is get everything organized so that people can move around.
You gotta go apologize to Tim and say you have a medical problem.
Ronnie, what were you saying?
I think that's what Scott's angry at.
Tim, I have a medical problem.
This is the whole thing. I think why he's so angry about the whole thing.
Why?
That they're trying to move other people in there to work.
To
work in that studio.
I got it. If that's where the only place to work, then they got to work.
Yeah, we should explain that Sirius is growing so much that every studio is used every minute of the day. So when we do the back office show, when John does his TV show, when they do Geek Time, sometimes we end up having to do it in Scott's studio. Scott's feeling is his studio is like his office. It's set up the way he likes it. And now these people are coming in and they're fucking with everything that he did. And his argument,
his feeling is water.
His argument would be that it's almost as if You have a desk at work, and somebody says somebody else is going to come and work at your desk over the weekend. I don't know that analogy is right. Scott has always shared a studio before he got here.
All right, Teddy, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll finish this up with Scott. Make sure he still has a job.
No, it's finished.
We'll talk about the other guests, and we'll be back on the wrap-up show, which you're listening to on Howard 100 and Howard 101.
The wrap-up show.
Hey, Parker. And play back.
Hi, I'm Eliza Dushku, and you're listening to The Wrap-Up Show with Gary Hine. Oh.
John Hine.
John Hine.
And Gary Delabate.
John Hine and Gary Delabate. Hi, I'm Eliza Dushku, and you're listening to The Wrap-Up with John Hine and Gary Delabate.
Thank you.
It took me a few tries.
Welcome back to The Wrap-Up Show. Nice job, Teddy, playing Scott Salem hard at work there.
Every time I'm in here, he plays that.
Of course he does.
I think you need to be more creative.
Could be worse. You could have booked an impressionist.
All right, so Scott, you had the break to cool off a little bit. You reflected on what you said. Anything you want to add to that before I move on?
Fuck everyone. No. I had some mental illness during that last segment. I want to apologize to Tim personally in front of everybody, in front of the world.
That's why we keep that's why we keep Scott out of the writing room. The other thing that was funny that happened
Ronnie's in there every day. I mean, you can get around and you can move. I mean, there are a lot of things.
Now I can't because there's boxes everywhere.
Now Evan brought the boxes.
I thought you were moving.
It was fine before. You could move around, and there is equipment that shouldn't be where it is. Okay, that has to be done by the engineering department. But everything that I have, all the junk or whatever they want to think of, it's all mostly tapes and wires and stuff that we use are on shelves. They're not in the way of anything. They're on shelves or...
I think you need to clarify what it is that's needed. That's because you think it's one idea and it may not be.
I think he thinks it looks
But you just think, you're guessing. Why don't you just ask?
It looks disheveled.
Gary, what were you going to say?
Then there was one other funny thing that happened today with Scott. So there's a bit that we need to get done, and we're doing a lot of work, and I'm distributing a lot of stuff. So somebody says, can I go work on this bit with Scott? I think it was Sal, I said. And I said, no problem. So then I hear some yelling in the hallway, and Sal took a camera, and he goes, I'm going to go ask Scott to do something perfectly acceptable, and I know he's going to yell at me. And then he did.
Why were you yelling at Sal?
That you were too busy to do it, right?
Well, no, I said I was in the middle of something else. So you tell me which... goes back... I mean, Gary knows this goes back forever and ever. When I'm in the middle of one thing, and I'm trying to get this one thing done...
What was you were in the middle of cleaning up, and Sal had a bit.
No, I wasn't cleaning.
Oh.
I was working on stuff. Well, I was working on the news, and then I had other...
But the point is you're going to be done with the news. In fact,
I had other things that I had to get to.
So you say to Sal, I can get this done. Come back to me at 11:40, and we can get this done. Instead, you just get mad and tell him to go away.
Do you feel like your territory is being invaded here somehow?
Somehow. Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
No, because I know you're protective of your space.
I am. It was my space, but it's no longer my space. So,
but when we were at K-Rock, you shared space for 18 years before you got here.
Yeah, that was understandable. I mean, that was the way it was. So, being here for 7 years and not having to share this space, and all of a sudden having to share
Scott,
this
your parents have adopted another kid. They love more than you. Get over it.
First of all, this is not all of a sudden. I mean, we've been having back and forth with using this to record for Geek Time stuff in the past. I mean, this isn't like a this year thing. This has been a several year thing.
That's not.
And also,
really...
you tried to pull a move a couple years ago where you tried to lock your office at the end of the day, and we had to go
I didn't try to do anything.
Oh yeah, you did. Gary had to talk to you about it, or somebody talked to you about it.
No, there was stuff missing out of my studio.
Yeah, Scott, I think that you just didn't want people in your studio. And me, I don't know if stuff was missing, but I think you didn't want people in, which is understandable because nobody really spoke about it. And I had to tell Scott that we need your studio when you're not there, and then he stopped locking it.
It's serious as a
and nothing else disappeared.
The pretzels were missing.
If my studio was returned to the way I left it, that would be fine. But it's never returned to the way I left it.
But again, these are all discussions. You know what I mean? These are all discussions. That's a much better discussion than locking the door.
And how about, did you ever leave a default, thing? Like, this is where everything should be in terms of programming and this and that. And, so people have a default to go to when they leave your studio?
I left that for you the other day.
Where?
No, I set it up the other day.
No. Jason's saying, is there like a little map or a little diagram you can look at and say, this is how I'm going to return it to where Scott likes it. I push this, and this.
Well, if you push this, and this, and then you leave and don't push it back, then
no. I'm saying push it to the way you like it.
There's no map the way I work, the way I have to work. No,
how's that possible?
There's no map of the studio.
Because he doesn't leave the studio in the same place every day. He says that we should, but and it's not Scott's fault, it's how engineering works. Every single day the studio is different. You leave that studio in a different condition, whether a patch is indifferent or whether something's hit in program or whatever. Every single day, I've talked to you about it. You said there is no default position because it's always different.
Well, I mean, it depends on what I have to do, but I would say 99% of the time it's left in the same
and you can't write down what configurations are?
I can write them down, but it's never been written down.
All right, we only have a few minutes left. Have you unfrozen Jason?
He has to.
No. Let him answer.
He must.
No.
Wow. Will you? Even though Howard said that you should.
Not anytime soon, no. I will do things professional and
stuff. No, I know you guys have been working together, but...
Did today make things worse or better?
What do you think?
Yo, I can't believe this big fuck you JD's giving to Howard. He won't take down his Twitter account even though Howard talked to him about it twice.
This is not helping.
He won't unfreeze me even though Howard told him he had to. You better listen to my commands as a boss because I have some ideas to make him more efficient.
Tell him what I told him.
You missed the greatest moment. What did you say to him in the commercial break, Jason?
JD was Howard was in the bathroom and JD was just leaning up against the console and I go, "Hey JD, you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Let's get moving around here." That's what I used to be told.
I'm glad you find him hilarious because I don't think he is.
People think I'm picking on JD, but I'm not.
You're not?
No, absolutely not. JD started this whole thing. He goes on the air. He's telling Howard what a douchebag I am and how I'm an asshole. I never said anything about him directly. And now Howard said all these things. I'm his boss. JD should turn off his Twitter account. Howard said those things, not me. But he's not mad at Howard.
I was appointed assistant boss now, too.
Is that fair, JD?
I think Jason's done things indirectly.
What? Name them. Indirectly. So you're freezing me out for indirectness.
But what do you mean? You think that he said things behind your back that have gotten to Howard and have changed views?
Not necessarily. There's a lot of politics that go around here in the different shows, and he's stated outright he does not. He would. He works for Geek Time. I work for John Hines' TV show.
No, we all work for Howard 100.
No.
No, but let JD finish.
No.
JD, say
I really don't want to talk.
No, I love the John Hine TV show. I love
you don't, Jason. See, now you're lying. Now you're lying. That is such a lie. You said you don't like the idea of the show. How can you like the show?
Because I don't like the idea that my co-host on Geek Time is now spinning off a section of Geek Time and doing it as a separate hour show. Yes, I believe that takes away from Geek Time. However, the John Hine TV show is good. You're on there. You watch TV at double speed, so clearly you're a TV expert. And I think that you give valuable information.
Now you're working little jokes into your
well, we're on a radio show, JD. Okay. Try and work.
How is Homeland... What?
How is Homeland what?
How is Homeland a geeky guest? How is the guy from Homeland
show,
a geeky
first of all?
guest? Yeah, okay, thank you for... You're going to correct me. You see, this is why I can't argue with you. This is why I don't want to be involved with Jason at all, whatsoever.
I'm in your life now.
I know, unfortunately.
How rough was it for you when Jason went in there and Howard's like, Jason's right. He's the employee of the week or
week
day?
This time.
Week. Employee of the week.
I mean, it's expected. I get it.
What do you think, Howard?
Does it make you think that you're not that type of employee when he's saying that, like when he's praising Jason? Because everybody knows Howard loves you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm confident enough to not let it get under me that much. But yeah, it bothers you a little bit. How can it not?
Gary, these two teams just don't like each other.
I like JD.
It's tough.
Do you, Jason?
I do. I mean, I don't like him as much as I used to because he has such outright hatred to me. It's hard to like somebody that just outwardly hates you. No, I don't.
You treated me like an asshole.
No,
okay, Jason. All right. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All the little fucking shit you just said.
Well, okay. JD, we're on the radio. We're arguing. Of course, I'm going to say shit.
I know you. Well,
so if you.
Just because
we're not saying here shows, so I should be all angry at you. You've painted me out to be a monster. How about that? And maybe I don't appreciate that.
I actually haven't really said all that much.
You said Jason's a kiss ass. Jason makes will throw other people under the bus to make them look bad.
Howard threw out the kiss ass first. I just twisted it. I just said how I thought it was a different way of kissing
My friend went on the radio and said I throw other people under the bus to make me look better. So clearly, JD has said shit about me to make me look bad, but I guess I'll just let it roll off my big fat back because that's just the way I am. And you are going to sit there and have a little hissy fit and turn your back to me in the middle of a wedding.
John, can this ever be solved?
This is only going to get worse.
First of all, my back was never really towards you. I was sitting directly in front of you and your wife, and you were making a pouty face, and your wife was going, "How can you not love this face? How can you not love this?" And I said, "Well, if he said some of the things about you, he said about me on the radio, and made you look in a particular light, yeah, you might not like it.
You
too
made
much.
me look like an asshole. You make me look like a kid ad.
Sometimes the shoe fits. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, nothing fits on you, but I understand.
Okay, a fat joke coming from a fat.
Yeah, that's right.
Fat guy.
We're two fat guys. You need to deal with it.
Thanks for listening to Wrap Up on Howard 100. Howard 101.
Yesterday's show featured the life of Hulk Hogan talking about the sex tape scandal. It made news everywhere. I don't know how many of these clips you want to hear. I'll listen to a few of them.
Absolutely. I want to know what was said. I thought about it later, and I said, is that going to make news?
This is from, let's see. Okay, we'll start in Tampa, which is Bubba's hometown.
Information you need to know. New information today in the infamous Hulk Hogan sex tape. Today, the Hulkster appeared on the Howard Stern Show.
I don't know if it's just me, but maybe you feel this as well. But whenever these anchormen have to talk about the Howard Stern Show, it almost sounds like they just can't stand getting the words out.
They get a little sick.
Right? Or is it my imagination?
No. That guy really is just having hard times getting those words out.
And the Today Show to promote his latest venture, Impact Wrestling. He answered questions about the sex tape that surfaced on Friday. He said that the tape has turned his current marriage upside down. On Howard Stern's radio show, Hulk said the racy recording was made 6 years ago while his marriage to ex-wife Linda Hogan was crumbling. And he confirmed the video was him with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
It was crazy. After Hulk Hogan was on our show, he went over to the Today Show. Then he ended up at TMZ because a report came out that at the end of this sex tape, which no one's seen the entire thing, they've only seen an excerpt.
Right.
At the end of the sex tape, a voice that they're attributing to Bubba says, "Oh my God," something like, "We could get this could be my retirement fund if this tape ever got out." And then supposedly Heather says, "You would never do that." And he goes, "I would be a rat if I did that," or something along those lines. And now they're trying to attribute that, that Bubba was behind this on TMZ, and then Hulk was saying,
because of those statements.
And then Hulk is saying he's sick to his stomach if that's true, because Bubba's his best friend. And holy mackerel.
You know what it sounds like to me? After I heard this back and forth,
I
was like, this is like the dialogue of a wrestling
show. Right. It's like a soap opera. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to make of it all, but
I know what to make of it.
What do you make of it? Go ahead, be honest.
I make of it what you said.
You think it's all fake?
Hey, we decided that, we're going to release this tape and I'm going to be the poor victim. We'll try to keep it covered up where it came from.
All right, so let's be direct.
Pretend that we're going to have a court case.
You think that Hulk Hogan, Bubba, and Heather are all in on this?
Maybe Heather's not in, but the two boys are definitely in.
You think Hulk and Bubba planned this whole thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, how many times do you have to be lied to by Hulk? You're like a battered woman.
Have I been lied to him that much? I'm not even aware of it. I bet you I'm like a battered woman.
Yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
Or whenever he was on last, he told us he would never have sex with Bubba's wife.
Yeah, but don't you buy that, like, I've had sex with people that if you asked me if I had sex with them, I would say no.
Lie.
I'm going to lie to protect them. Don't you think that's a little different?
No. It's a lie. You're capable of lying.
Absolutely, I lie.
Now, who lies more than anybody? Wrestlers.
I've been asked about women on this show that I've had sex with, and I say I have absolutely not had sex with them. And
if you were on trial, Howard.
Right.
And you lied about one of those episodes, and it came out in court.
Right. Well, this isn't a court, though.
Hold it.
If they asked me in court,
it's the court of public opinion.
Some of these people, I'd be too embarrassed. I'd rather go to jail.
But it's the court of public opinion.
Right.
And you are telling me to trust you when you do that.
I have lied for the greater good.
I'm looking in your face.
I have lied. I have lied to protect a woman's honor, yes. I have. I admit that. So I'm telling the truth now.
But you know what happens in a court when you do that? It puts a question in the mind of the jurors of every other piece of testimony you gave.
All right, I'll tell you. Joan Rivers, China Doll, and James Brown. How's that?
James Brown.
That's right.
Well, I could never believe anything.
Man was
you said you never touched Jay.
He was extremely attractive.
So Hulk lied about having slept with her.
Yes, but he was in protection mode. And he wanted to protect her and Bubba.
Look, you think that the only lie Bill Clinton ever told was I never had sex with that woman?
I think everyone lies.
Great. Now we're getting somewhere.
I do. I think everyone lies.
That's true.
You've
so
lied.
First he said, of course I have, but I didn't come in here saying this is the absolute truth. Whenever I've said it's the absolute truth, it's the absolute truth.
Yeah, but then you're saying maybe he was telling. In other words, you do tell the absolute truth, but sometimes you don't.
And in this case, Hulk has lied to us and lied to us and lied to us.
No, yeah, he lied once.
Hold it. No, he didn't lie
I disagree.
once. Excuse me, I'm going to bring up the lies.
Go
He
ahead.
won't let me get past the first one.
Right, go ahead. No, you're doing well. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first one was Heather, and I'd never sleep with her. The second one was I didn't know there was a camera on.
Well, how do you know that wasn't a lie?
He comes in and says, if this tape ever gets out.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No. You got that wrong.
All right.
The only
what did he say?
the only lie I think he told was that he, years ago, I asked him, did you sleep with Heather? There's this rumor out. And he goes, absolutely not. I wouldn't do that. That's the lie. But I don't think
but what about knowing it was being taped?
I'm saying I think that could be true. I mean, how would he know? What's a hidden camera?
Did Bubba say what did Bubba say at the end of the
He's talking
tape?
To his wife.
And
Hulk
you didn't
Hogan's
tell
gone.
me that Hulk Hogan wasn't there.
Yeah, no, he's not in the room. After Hulk leaves, Bubba comes back.
I was under the assumption that Hulk was still there.
According to the guy from TMZ who claims he's seen the whole tape.
But
Hulk's not there. Bubba does say that, but not in front of Hulk. In other words, it's behind Hulk's back. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah. You might want to retract.
Then I'm working on a faulty premise.
Right. Yeah, no, I wasn't
Which is
clear.
Not unusual for me.
Well, especially on this show, because none of us are clear.
Hey, I'm under medication.
Yeah, right. But anyway, the thing is, it's just... Now, Bubba, of course, I could call, but he is not allowed to talk about this because his divorce agreement...
That's the only thing he's honoring. He doesn't honor his friendships. You got to lock Bubba down.
Well, wait, you got to give Bubba a chance.
I am jumping to conclusions.
You are jumping all over the place, but why not?
The only thing he seems to have honored is that agreement with the lawyer.
Can I just tell you something, though? I know that,
So you think Bubba and Heather are in on it?
No. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just.
But it could be.
It could. Listen, this is the insane world of Bubba. It's what I'm talking about.
Let me ask you something. Do you think? All right. Here will be the final.
What if it was one of Bubba's guys who hates
determination?
Bubba? What if it's one of the?
Well, how do they get into his house and turn on his computers?
Same way the CIA got into that guy's house who came back as a war hero.
His guys are the CIA. Have you seen them?
On Homeland? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
These guys are highly trained.
Navy SEALs.
They're like Navy. Some of them are Navy SEAls. I didn't want to say that.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get back to the
Gene
tape.
Lasker went in there and did that.
Yeah, right. Here we go.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I just want to say that it sounds to me, again, we will have to see if there's really a district attorney investigation, because Hulk was saying he turned this over to the district attorney. Now, do we have proof?
No.
That it was turned over?
We have nothing. we have no information.
Because that would be another indication that everything is bullshit.
Yeah, but I know people are fascinated with this.
Oh, I am. Look at how many theories I've got.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan despair, New York.
This is the Insider. When I see, our show makes news regularly, and I'm not saying this to brag, it's just a fact. And we interview people, and it's always news. It's on every, I'm going to play you Insider, Access Hollywood, E! News, TMZ,
Wow.
And I'm going to be a little critical now of the company I work for. I find it amazing in their marketing plan. I think that most people around the country, like in Tampa, where we just played this tape, they don't know. Most people still think if you interviewed them, they say, Howard Stern, isn't he?
They say generally radio.
They say, isn't he on the radio in New York? If they know anything about me.
Yeah.
And I still can't fathom, for the last few years, aside from the first year we were here, and now Sirius has grown, how is it that the company and I don't care if you promote me or not. I'm an asset. You can do with me what you want. But how is it you don't see commercials on TV saying Howard Stern is on Sirius satellite radio, and you can pick it up all over the world, at least all over the country?
Right, especially when a day like yesterday, you're on every entertainment show.
Because if I'm sitting in Tampa watching news and they go, Howard Stern and Hulk Hogan, and and they go, hey, yeah, Howard Stern, I used to listen to him when he was on the radio. I didn't know. And then all of a sudden you see a commercial that goes, Sirius satellite radios around the country. You can get it in Tampa. Well, I don't understand the marketing, or the lack of marketing, and believe me.
I have another question.
I'm not looking for a television commercial. I could care less. I'm certainly well-known and famous enough. I'm on America's Got Talent. There's millions of people watching that every week. I'm known everywhere.
But they didn't buy any time there either, did they?
No. I know everyone here hates me because I'm suing the company. I'm suing the company because I believe I'm entitled to certain fees that I earned. I'm not looking for something I didn't earn.
But I've always said,
why would you not market this motherfucker and make this thing fly is beyond me.
Obama is a Mac Daddy.
Exclusive on this Hulk Hogan deal.
Oh, wonderful. That was going to be the first thing I brought up anyway.
All right, here you go. What have you learned, John?
We have a world exclusive, Howard.
World exclusive.
Really a world exclusive?
This is truly a world. Everybody will pick this up.
All right.
The headline is this. There will be no criminal charges in Florida having to do with the Hulk Hogan sex tape. Let me explain briefly.
Okay.
It was reported, as Robin said earlier, by TMZ yesterday that David Houston, Hulk's attorney, filed a police report with the Clearwater Police Department.
Right.
Untrue. Oh. My source came to me and said, right after we got off the air earlier, and said, why Clearwater? Bubba doesn't live in Clearwater. This didn't happen in Clearwater. So I talked to the Clearwater Police Department, who said, you're absolutely right. It's not our jurisdiction. It happened in Tierra Verde, which is in St. Petersburg's jurisdiction.
Right.
I spoke to the St. Petersburg police, and I'm going to quote you now. Or I'm going to quote to you now a spokesperson for the St. Petersburg police telling me they were contacted by Hulk's attorney. They then conferenced in the state's attorney's office, and it is their belief that given all of the circumstances, there is, quote, no possibility of criminal charges, there will be no criminal prosecution, and thus there was no police report taken.
So
Let me tell you in layman's terms what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean? So why would they call?
Well, they were...
Hulk's attorney.
So Hulk's attorney reached out to the police to run the facts as he knows them by the police to see if indeed they had a case that warranted criminal charges.
Right.
The police and the state's attorney say no. Now, from my sources, what that means is that a crime did not take place, meaning there was no invasion of privacy, meaning that nothing surrounding this tape in the criminal realm. Now, keep in mind, the criminal realm in Florida. So basically, it means there's many scenarios. One is Hulk knew he was being taped at the time. That's unlikely. It appears he did not know at the time. However, if he knew subsequent to that he had been taped and then became complicit in it, then there's no criminal case there.
Aha!
So, thank you, Robin.
I don't know anything. Go ahead.
So, there is still the possibility that there could be federal charges for leaking the tape, or I know the attorney's looking into going after Gawker, a website, but the headline here is there is no police report.
Okay.
There will be no criminal charges in Florida having to do with the making of this tape.
Wow.
So do you understand what that means, Howard?
No.
Here's what it means. It means, according to the police and state's attorney, no crime took place in that home with Hulk being videotaped.
Wow.
In other words, he either knew at the time or he was complicit after the fact.
Wow.
In knowing the tape. Now, that is speculation,
back in here.
but the facts are the police tell me on the record, no police report filed,
all right.
no criminal charges.
Thank you, John. Look at this guy. Oh, look at him. He puts down
He's
those
excited.
He's excited. Look at you. You turned on, man. Wow.
I have been a crime reporter for 18 years. This is the stuff I love.
This is your beat.
We finally got you a crime.
Look, and what I said about TMZ earlier,
Yeah.
TMZ does a great job at the celebrity stuff, but when you get into the details of crime and courts,
And
you
law.
have to know the
Yeah.
system. I know the system.
The only thing that really saved WrestleMania from being a total disaster was The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. You got to be serious, you know. Let's be a little more serious about this matter. WrestleMania looked about as disappointing in all possible ways as much as Starrcade 97 looked very disappointing. Got two callers. Both of them are in the 646. How you doing?
Hello. Hey, can you hear me?
Doing?
Yeah, am I on? Am I on?
You're on.
Oh, hey, how you guys doing today?
Good. How are you? Doing good over here.
Talk about WrestleMania. I really miss the good old days, you know, when it's like Adrian Adonis. I miss Lou Albano and Andre the Giant and Bob Backlund and Blue Meanie and, you know, Berserker.
Blue was a really big...
Bam Bam Bigelow and Junkyard Dog, and I miss Conquistador, and I miss Spike Dudley. I miss Dory Funk and Flash Funk and Haas Funk and Terry Funk.
Okay, I know. Okay, I know how much you miss there. I just muted you here, you know, and you're telling me what you miss and everything, you know. What was your, as I bring you back on the air, I got to ask you, what's your general feeling on WrestleMania? Because that's what this is about.
It was about the wrestling back then when it was Hillbilly Jim and Kabuki and Jerry the King Lawler and when it was Mantar and Manu.
Okay, I do apologize there. He's just going off names there, and I wasn't going to take that much longer. But this guy brought up Hillbilly Jim, you know.
Hello.
Caller, you're on the air.
Okay. You guys are talking about Hillbilly Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a wonderful, he was one of my favorite wrestlers. I remember one time I was in Mobile, Alabama, and I saw Hillbilly Jim wrestle that night. And the great thing about him is that he was a man of the people. We went to a bar afterwards, and he was drinking beer with us, and, you know, we went into the bathroom, and I sucked his cock. It was huge. The guy was just a real good sport at all that shit. I loved him. Big Becker, too, man. And he like a wild animal.
Okay, good enough for you. Good enough for you. You know, if you're gonna call up and do crank calls, you don't need to be here. You know, this is about WrestleMania. This is not about the things you want to do, buddy. Caller 646. I'm gonna let you back on, but you don't need to be strolling with names.
I forgot to mention Lanny Poffo, Leaping Lanny Poffo, and one man.
Okay, good enough for me. You're going to stay on mute for the rest of the show. You know, honestly, if I have to, you know, just take this number, you know, and present it to one of the officials, then that's what I'm going to do. Okay, you're on the air. You're on the air. Is this Sammy Wrestler?
It's me, man. Thanks for picking up the call. I'm sorry about all those idiotic, stupid calls before, man. Excuse me. Back in '79, I gave Chief J. Strongbow a hand job. While Wahoo McDaniels was sucking my cock.
Oh, whatever you say, buddy. That's the last call, too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let it be known that you're under the name Sammy Wrestler, and I'm going to just basically ask that you be taken care of. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go one step better, and I'm just going to throw the ban on you. You are actually, I'm banning you for a month until you decide to show a better attitude. And most of all, I'm hanging up.
So, Brent, you know, the bottom line is this. You have to be living or have lived or maybe be like in a Bin Laden type spider hole. I should say a Saddam Hussein type spider hole or a Bin Laden cave to know that I have been part of a sex scandal here since about Tuesday. And I'm not at all proud of it. It's not good. And, you know, boy, I've sat on my big bully pulpit for years and always covered these sex scandals and really never realized, whoa, it's pretty stressful. So make a long story short, I'm going to leave it with this. And here's the bottom line. There is a lot more to this on all different facets than the media is presenting. Whether I'm ever going to be able or have the liberty to be able to actually peel the layers of this onion back and get into it or not based on my marriage marriage dissolution agreement?
Yeah, marital settlement agreement.
Based on that or not is yet to be determined. I don't know if I'll ever be able to really tell you my side of the story. which could be fine. But I'll tell you what I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of being a smart ass and trying to be funny. That's what I'm guilty of. In my Bubba-like way of just blurting out some BS and some funniness. I would never, ever hurt Hulk Hogan. He's been my best friend for a long time. He's the godfather of my son. He's the best man at my wedding. I would never do anything to hurt him. He's my best friend. Whether we stay friends or not has yet to be determined. I don't know. I would love to have a friendship with this guy. I don't know. He's my best friend. I would never hurt him.
You're not kidding. You let him fuck your wife. I mean, that is a good friend.
That's a good friend.
You're goddamn right.
You guys figure it out. That's all I can really say. You figure it out.
Figure what out?
You figure it out. That's what Bubba's saying.
What am I supposed to figure out?
You should figure it out. And why can't you figure it out? What's wrong with you that you can't?
I've been given nothing to work with.
Not cool, Brent, to report me ever as a good guy or make me look good in good light because I am Bubba the Love Sponge. I'm the bad guy.
Right.
So the media is going to continue to make me look like the bad guy.
It's so obvious, Robin, what's going on now.
And I can't figure it out.
And you're the last person. You still haven't figured it out.
All the other radio shows are going to bury me, call me a rat, and what have not. I can assure you that's not the case. As God is my witness and on my son and everything that I stand for and am, I'm not what I'm being portrayed. Period. You guys figure it out.
But what is happening?
You figure it out.
Does his son know about this?
I hope not. This kid's still little.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, do the kids know what's going on?
No.
How do they keep it away from him?
I don't know. I think Bubba keeps that kid at the racetrack.
There's no speakers in the car.
Yeah, Bubba's going to sit that kid down and go, listen, you remember Hot Mommy? One with the big giant titties?
But, he goes to school. Somebody's said something.
Kid's probably registered under a pseudonym.
Yeah, but nobody knows he's Bubba's kid.
Well, anyway.
And maybe one of these days I can tell you what really happened.
Okay.
I hope and pray that I can.
What really happened? Hulk had sex with your wife.
Well, I had, and they're down there taping everything. Somebody is. But, now, I heard from Bubba. And I know Bubba was concerned about my thoughts about him and our friendship and all that stuff. And, I assured him I'm still friends with him. And in fact, he's a good guy.
In fact, you want to, if he gets married again, you want dibs.
Yeah. Well, he did offer me. Actually, he did offer me.
Yeah, but you thought it was a joke.
I did. Imagine I would have been part of that. Getting taped.
You imagine.
Not on. Thank God for once I wasn't thinking with my dick. But, thank God for once I was far away enough that I couldn't fuck anybody. That's right. I'm not getting on any planes. But, listen, Bubba's a very generous friend. I've never had a friend say, go fuck my wife in the other room.
Would you ever break up with him?
I would never stop being his friend. Any guy who'd let me fuck his wife, and she's that hot, I'd be thrilled to death.
Man, you are a friend for life.
You know why I don't have any friends? Because none of them let me fuck their wives. Bubba's like, gee, are we still friends? Fuck yeah. You would hook me up.
But anyway, you see me in pain and you want to end it.
I heard from Brent. I heard from Bubba. I heard from this one and that one. Everyone, and everyone wanted to talk. Well, not Brent. Brent just wanted to know that everything was cool and, everybody down there was okay. And then Bubba was like, hey, if you want to talk and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? You don't owe me any explanation. I don't even. He have
told you, like, what he won't tell publicly?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't want that. Because God forbid then I blurt it out. People tell me stuff and I forget what I'm not supposed to say. But I'm friends with Bubba through this because I don't know how hot his next wife's going to be. But you always want to stay on his good side.
That's right.
Yeah. He gets a lot of hot chicks down there in Florida.
That is amazing.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the whole saga. Now everything's cleared up, so that's good.
Good.
Bubba made the
it's not cleared up. I'm still not.
Oh, come on, Robin. You're the only one.
I am not clear. I'm telling you.
I don't want to insult you and say you're thick, but you should have been able to figure that out.
I mean, what more could be going on? He says there's a lot more to this.
Oh, yes, there is.
Good Lord.
We're seeing the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, what more could there be? I mean, really. I mean, okay, Hulk Hogan fucked your wife.
Right.
What's left to say?
Jeez.
Unless there's a tape of Robin and Heather, I don't know what else we can say.
I really am at a loss to wondering what the heck more could be there.
By the way, I never, I just got to quickly say this because I know we're running out of time for the show, and I hate going long. But this maybe I'll do this tomorrow. With QVC, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
One of the hosts passed out. The woman, Cassie.
Oh, I did see that.
Evidently, Beth knows Cassie. Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, they're friends from back in Pittsburgh. But nevertheless, I was watching this clip and fascinated at QVC. It's a female and male host. The female host, I guess, passed out.
She just really passed out.
Yeah, they thought she was having a heart attack. They didn't know. But it turns out she didn't have a heart attack, but she was having extreme anxiety or something. But it is amazing. This is not edited. This male host that she works with is so fucking incredible.
The show must go on, Howard.
I mean, I never saw, in a way, to me, it's insensitive. I mean, the girl passes out, they don't miss a set. I guess they have nothing to throw it
I
to.
don't think they want to upset anybody who might be on the line buying whatever it is they're selling.
Right, here we go.
I want to introduce you to Cassie Slane, who's a busy mommy of 3.
That's right.
How are you?
It's great to see you.
I know this is designed for kids. I've had some fun with this thing.
This is amazing. What's so great about this is kids love tablets. They love playing with tablets. They love the games. They love the educational games. But mom and dad want them to be safe. They want them to do, everything on. But, it's...
You okay?
Whoa.
Okay.
And there she goes.
What it does is it gives us an opportunity.
Look at this.
For us to be able
He's
to
holding her while he does this.
a piece of electronic equipment.
Yeah, they split
that
to
is simple
another
for children to operate,
screen.
but also mom and dad can operate it as well. And I'll show you how it works. We'll do all of that in just a second. We'll get Cassie's mic working back again in just a moment. We're going to make it available on 3 easy pay payments.
You know what's weird about this to me? It's like, how do you pretend that just didn't happen? We'll get Cassie's mic back up again.
Right, yeah. She didn't faint. Her mic went off.
We're going to get her mic back up again because, you know what? We're paying her for a day's work here, and that bullshit is not going to fly right
As soon as the floor crew removes her from my arm,
what's funny about
I'll get the camera back on me.
She did come back on. I mean, they must whip them over there at QVC because after somebody...
I think there's some kind of slavery going on at QVC.
I'm telling you, after somebody... Yeah, it's like those basements where they hide slaves. After she passes out, she comes right back on anyway. And, of course, she starts to slur her words because she was having this...
Yeah, how could you not take her to the hospital?
I don't know. Listen to this.
So let me show you the browser on here. The browser is all kid... it's called the Max Bond Kid Safe Browser.
And it is an internet browser.
Yes,
and
this
he's
is
right
all
back in
Wi-Fi.
there.
And what it does is you know that your child is safe because what it does is anything that is preloaded on here is kid friendly. Mom and dad have to access. See, look, I'll just show you here. If you want to add another internet website, you have to have a password.
Okay.
So you cannot, the kids cannot do what they began.
Tell you what we're going to do.
Go ahead.
Let me get this set up. Cassie, have a seat, sweetheart. Cassie's having a little problem. We're going to go off to the phone line, say hello. Let me talk to Lorraine in New Jersey.
There is just no way you let somebody back on the air after the first episode.
Yeah, and he might be part robot. I was watching that movie Prometheus. You know that robot David?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, really cool movie. I watched it on my iPad. I love to see special effects movies on a tiniest screen I can find. I love it.
That was such a good movie to see on a big screen.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, a big deal. But anyway, yeah, that guy in QVC could be a robot.
Yeah, he might not be real.
Supposedly, 30% of the people on TV now are robots. That's a statistic I read. Robin, what's in the news? Let's get to news right away. Come on.
Well, I jerk off all over the world to every type of girl. Oh, Robin's so fine, the jet starts to fly. I start playing with myself.
I mean, if you pass out during the news, I'm certainly going to, like, react to it a little.
And maybe call a doctor.
No, I'm going to prop you up. I'll prop you up and put you back on the air.
Yeah, get ready for the next story?
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
By the way, Robin, it's time for news, but I do want to say there is one news item going on right now. It's all very confusing to me. You know, Hulk Hogan was in here a couple of days ago.
Yes, that is the biggest story. It's now, front page in New York City. It's huge.
Well, the big story is that Bubba is going to be sued now by Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is suing, he says, Gawker Magazine for $100 million. And he has not disclosed how much he's suing Bubba for.
Yes, well, I think he's suing Bubba for ownership of the tape or something, from what I read in the paper.
He doesn't want money?
I don't know. I don't know that Bubba has any money, honestly. But
he looked and said, I can only get the tape.
You know, and Bubba has said to me, look, I would come on your show, but, because of my divorce agreement, I'm not allowed to talk about anything concerning my ex-wife.
Well, how is he going to testify in court?
Well, I think court is a different thing. You have to testify. But on the radio, you don't have to testify.
Well, you're a judge.
That's true. You're making points. But anyway, so Bubba evidently has been on his radio show this morning. He took the gloves off, and now he is fighting back and saying a lot.
Because according to Bubba, in the paper that I've read anyway, he feels that he is also a victim.
Well, anyway, Bubba is ready to speak out on our show, and we'll be calling in during... What, Gary, you're now nodding no.
He will be calling in tomorrow morning.
Okay.
He'll be calling in tomorrow morning. I was just on the phone with Brent, and they have 17 minutes of commercials, and the lawyer said they have to be off the air by 9:50. And I said,
why does the lawyer say that?
I don't know. I couldn't get a straight answer. I was like, dude,
he doesn't have to be off our air.
I said, give me 6 minutes. If all Bubba has left is 6 minutes, I'll take it.
Give us the 6.
And then it was down to 90 seconds. I was like, I'll take that. He's like, he just gets
it. Sounds to me like he's thinking this thing over, what he's saying.
Right.
That's what I said. He said, Brent said, I promise you he's going to call tomorrow and nothing will be different. And I said, you're going to the lawyers.
Something will be different.
I'm going to get a different guy, and he swears.
And there won't be anything to say.
Well, we have some clips. Let me find out. JD put some stuff.
I'll listen to that then. All right, but Bub evidently said it all on his show.
JD, what page?
We have many pages. Let's see if I can't start off the news, Robin, with an exclusive here.
Exclusive?
JD1 in gray.
All right, let's see what Bub is saying.
Because I was wondering what you were going to say when I said Hulk Hogan is suing Bubba.
Yeah, well, again, I'm confused because Hulk is not suing him for money, but for ownership of the tape. Now, I could be, who knows what's going on?
So Hogan has just arbitrarily used my airwaves for well over a decade to deliver his poison, and I can't defend myself when he's trying to sue me for $100 million? Are you serious? That only exemplifies how much of a
sounds like best friends are no longer.
I guess the friendship is over.
Yeah.
Way piece of big-headed crap he is.
Did you really think that was going to fly? That's how stupid he is?
Mike,
oh boy.
Winston.
Who's that guy?
Wait a minute.
Who's that guy working with Bubba? That's a new guy.
Yeah, he must be, what's his name's replacement? Spice Boy.
Spice Boy. Who's that new guy?
It's not a new guy, it's Manson.
Oh, that's Manson?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Dude, he is on fire this morning.
Manson was?
What did he say?
Well, I mean, Bubba is.
All right, let's listen. Why am I interrupting? All right, I'll try and keep my mouth shut. But
I'm trying to figure out where Manson is in all this.
Manson's with Bubba.
Is he?
Of course. Well, listen.
So Hogan has just arbitrarily used my airwaves for well over a decade to deliver his poison, and I can't defend myself when he's trying to sue me for $100 million? Are you serious? That only exemplifies how much of a one-way piece of big-headed crap he is.
Did you really think that was going to fly? That's how stupid he is?
Mike, Winston, TW, Tiger Lady, Charlie out of New York. I'll get to all you guys unedited, uncensored. Mike, hi.
Hey, what's up, Bubba?
What's going on?
Nate, I was wondering if you're going to get into where Hogan actually did meet his wife.
I'm not going to. I'll just tell you this: that he didn't meet her. He didn't meet her at the health food store. I'm just going. That's all I'm going to say. It's not her fault. This is not Jennifer's fault. She actually is a good person.
Yeah.
What is that all about? That he didn't meet her at the health food store?
I think Bubba's implying he's got information on Hogan that contradicts whatever Hulk has been saying about his life. You know, listen, Bubba and Hulk Hogan are very, very close friends.
Right. Bubba was there for everything.
So I think Bubba's saying, hey, Some of these stories that I know are not true.
Listen.
Yeah, she really is.
I am not doing what he's doing to my ex-wife. Well, you know what I did? Manson, I did. I buried his ex-wife for him. I delivered his poison for him and Linda. You know, anytime. I mean, he would call every day. Brother, guess what? What? Charlie's over at his house. Can you believe Linda, man? Feel sorry for me?
No.
Oh, it seems like that friendship was about to break. I mean, it didn't take anything to tip it over the edge.
It's redemption.
Here's more.
Okay.
It's redemption to you, the listeners that had to sit through all of his basically Hulk Hogan self-serving infomercials for years, and how Nick was innocent and everybody got it all wrong, and how Brooke is very talented.
Oh dear!
And how Linda.
Oh boy, it's getting real personal.
This is gloves off.
Well, Bubba's pissed off. He's being sued.
But he let this happen. I mean, he.
Well, we don't know what he did.
We know he put these people on his show and he said all these things.
Oh, that. I thought you meant about the tape.
No. I mean, why is he carrying on now? This is something he decided to do.
Robin, this is what I always tell you. This is why friends should not fuck friends' wives. Do you understand?
You really think that it always turns out this way?
Yeah, because when Bubba would say, hey, you can fuck my wife, I'd say, you think that's a good idea?
There's a whore, and she's a gold digger, and, Macho Man's a dick, and all the, just all the stuff, Manson, over the years that we've had to, our poison pin delivery, using our show as a poison pin delivery mechanism for, well over a decade.
Yeah.
15 years. Yeah, things like this.
I don't know what type of person John was or what he did to get himself in this situation. I know he was pretty aggressive.
This goes right along the lines of what his MO is it not? I will not take responsibility for what I've done.
This is perfect right there.
Somebody has to be responsible because my kid, God forbid that my kid actually caused this wreck. God forbid that I actually did sleep with my best friend's wife. It's all denial. It is. It's not my fault. I've been coddled and glad-handed all my life because I'm Hulk Hogan. I can...
This is going crazy, man.
This isn't recent feelings that we're hearing here.
I think these are this morning's feelings.
No, this is feeling... I mean, you can't come up with this in a moment.
You can't?
Obviously, he's felt this way for some time.
I don't know.
And Hogan, I will be meeting with my ex-wife, Heather, and we will be countersuing you and for $100 million. She's the one that should be compensated, not you.
What?
Wow. I never thought...
Jackass.
Wow. I never thought this would bring Bubba and his ex-wife together again.
Right. They haven't really been on each other's side for a long time.
They are now.
Well, apparently on, what website is this? TMZ? They claim that Bubba is saying that Hulk Hogan may have had something to do with the release of the sex tape.
Bubba's saying that?
That's what Bubba is saying, according to them on his radio show.
Holy smokes.
I don't know who released this tape. It's like everybody released this tape.
It out of everything at any time. Because I am Hulk Hogan. Really? You got out of your, you're right. You did Vince dirty, and you got out of your federal, steroid trial.
Oh my goodness!
He's going back.
It cost you a few $1 million, but you got off of your gay Kennedy sexual. Manson, you don't even know about the gay.
What?
Google Hulk Hogan gay Kennedy.
Gay Kennedy.
Gay Kennedy.
Right.
Google
Hogan
that.
gay Kennedy. Gee whiz.
Where was the gay Kennedy?
Oh, my glad I didn't fuck his ex-wife.
This could have been you.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a mess.
Google Howard Gay Kennedy.
Howard Gay Kennedy. Google Howard Gay Kennedy. Like, what the fuck?
Google that.
Google it. Too bad. Bubba's on fire. I hope tomorrow morning he's still on fire.
I don't know. The lawyers will have gotten to him.
That's the problem. Wow, good Lord. We got to get more info on this.
I don't know what type of person John was or what he did to get himself in this situation. I know he was pretty aggressive and used to yell at people and used to do stuff. But for some reason, man, God laid some heavy on a kid, man. I don't know what he was into.
John was a negative person.
He was what?
He was a negative person.
I don't care if you're a negative person or not, Manson. That doesn't mean that you need to get your head wrapped around a palm tree.
That's completely irrelevant.
That doesn't mean that when you're 17 or 16 years old and you're Nick Hogan and you got alcohol into your system and that your dad...
Oh, boy. He's going all over.
Well, he's reopening a case.
By the way, the guys just Googled Gay Kennedy.
And what happened?
Nothing. Couldn't come up with it.
I'm trying it myself. I got Hulk Hogan, Gay Kennedy.
I know what to do.
What?
Let me get Siri.
Siri will get to
the bottom of this. That girl works hard. Hold on. Hulk Hogan and Gay Kennedy.
I don't know what you mean by Hulk Hogan and Gay Kennedy. How about a web search for it?
Okay.
Yes.
Search the web.
You will need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, okay. Guys, don't put that on TV when I unlock my phone like you've done so many times.
Hulk Hogan and Gay Kennedy.
Searching for Hulk Hogan and Gay Kennedy. Here you go. Dr. Charles Hogan Romney, the Hand of Providence. Oh, he gets a bunch of stuff about Mitt Romney.
Yeah, I'm seeing Mitt Romney's name and lots of other Kennedys, but no Hulk Hogan and Gay Kennedy.
I have one possibility.
Oh, forget it. Nothing there.
That's pretty funny. What else does Bubba say?
I'll just go on all morning with this.
Was seen earlier that day at a convenience store buying alcohol.
Oh, he's reading like the transcript.
Yeah, Bubba's on fire.
Jeez. Now, do you think that's fair, you know?
Do you think on the Dennis Miller, D.L. Hughley fight, we could have Bubba and Hulk Hogan
undercard.
fight? Undercard? You need an undercard. Yeah.
Need a warm-up.
This is why I try not to fuck anybody's wife or... Yeah.
Not knowingly. You don't,
right.
like,
I don't
have the guy go give you a high five before you do it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a revolutionary new... But tomorrow we will hear from Hulk Hogan.
No, we will?
No, that's what... I mean, we'll hear from Bubba the Love Sponge. Excuse me. My cage is rattled.
You're thinking, oh, my God, thank God I dodged a bullet.
I'd like to testify for both gentlemen.
You want to remain friends with everyone.
You know. Oh, I hope they don't ask me to choose sides. What will I do? Well, maybe it'll be worked out. We'll see. Robin, it's time for news.
This whole arm of mine's been stroked 1,000 times each time I masturbate. Robin, you look so great. Always makes me so stiff.
Wow.
When I think about your lovely tits. It feels so good to
nice song.
touch myself. I think about your cleavage and it makes me rub my penis, girl. I love boobs. Oh, Robin.
Time for Robin to spread her poison over the airway.
Well, yeah.
chào các mọi người. Hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Hyundai Accent xe sản xuất 2010 số tự động. Accent là một trong những dòng phân khúc hạng B, rất là được ưa chuộng. Tuy nhiên là con này thì form dáng nó hơi cũ, nhưng mà tuy nhiên nhìn cũng khá là được. Giá cả thì phải chăng, bởi vì nó cũng bị đi hơn chục năm, nó cũng bị va quẹt và cũng ăn vào khá là sâu, vào gần đến phần chassis rồi. Như vậy là có mức giá rất là ưu đãi.